Hello, hello, hello. What's all this then? Hello, puppet. What's up, guys? Hello, Skippy. Welcome, 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 welcome. Many, many times welcome to you. Many times welcome to thee. To thee, oh viewers. What's up, guys? We are going to be starting here in just a second. Got to make sure my dogs ain't stealing each other's food. You guys will be just fine. All right, y'all. All right, we about to get started here in just a second. Meaning, like, you know, like a second, like just a few seconds, like maybe a couple of seconds, you know, like maybe 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, you know. So, here we go. Shabam-a-lam. Hi, guys. Hi, hello, hi. Welcome. I'm wearing my cool lightning wolf shirt. It's just a wolf surrounded by lightning. It's very cool. And I'm Goose. What's up? What's up, y'all? Hola, I guess. Hola, my Latino brothers and sisters. Hola. Buenos dias to you. My heritage brothers and sisters. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Chingalamigra. What's up, guys? Where'd my glasses go? I gotta clean them. So, I think the title of the stream is pretty... Well, yeah, Kino Casino's bad. They're bad. They use a lot of R slurs. They use a lot of bad stuff. You like them? You hate to see it. You hate to see it. You hate to see guys like Kino Casino with more followers than me. Not that I'm jealous or anything. Maybe I'll leave the wolf on display. How about, you know, why not? Leave it visible for the adoring masses who like wolves. You know what? Nah, we're not going to tailor this to anyone specific, all right? Except for Jeremy. Now, the sad thing about this guy is that he just keeps going. He just keeps going and going and going. He is the richest poor person that I know. And I'm not the one that coined that particular phrase, but I am certainly willing to take it on. And yeah, they do troll quartering, but they're kind of chuds themselves. So we're going to be getting the necessary context from this video, but we're not necessarily going to support these guys particularly. I don't know. And plus, you know, I'm not a big fan of people from Vegas. Or at least people who use Vegas on their background. I don't know if they're actually from Vegas. The bowling shirt tells me that the 2 bowling shirts tells me that maybe they are. There's a good chance. So I don't know if you guys know who the quartering is. I think everyone at this point knows who the quartering is. If you don't, here's the quartering.
I'd say she's a candidate for worst coworker of the year. What do you think?
That's the extent of his video. That's the extent of his commentary on the video. That's it. That is it. That's all you get. Sadly, you know, it's a shame that YouTube has turned off the or turned on the option to opt out of shorts, because this guy's fucking channel is dead. So is mine, but you know what? I'm willing to take that sacrifice if it means that Jeremy will no longer be able to make slop. I'm gonna get some more water. I'll be right back. Jeez. Alright, I'm shutting the door. You can't go crazy anymore. Come on. She's going crazy. Everybody knows it's crazy. Oh, sweet. I got some spam in my channel. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Charlie. Confusion. Metal pipeline. 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 Interesting. All right. So yeah. Not too recently, or not too long ago, a couple of creators known as Kino Casino did a little bit of an expose on Jeremy, aka the Quartering, and we're gonna watch a little bit of it. It's like 6 hours long, and I think the original podcast was like 3 hours long, so we're not gonna watch the whole thing, but we're gonna get enough context to kind of know what we're dealing with here. All right.
Welcome to the Kino Casino, April 13th, 2026, and I got one question for all of y'all. How was your weekend? Oh, it's been going.
So you see what I'm saying? Like it's a little too aggressive for me. But they also are not afraid to use the R slur quite often.
Well, this weekend, the winning is fucking endless, folks. And let me just tell you, the absolute massive support that we've been receiving, both publicly and more so than any of you guys know privately behind the scenes. Like, wow. We've been talking to some of the top YouTube people that you would never think like this show or watch this show. But what I'm going to say is these people with multi-million subscriber YouTube channels who've intervened for us in this process have revealed exactly the shady situation that's going on behind the scenes and what's going on with Quartering at YouTube. And it's exactly like Quartering said it was. What happened? Quartering made a phone call. He has a contact at YouTube that's high up behind the scenes. God only knows how the fuck he got this contact, but it's a complete cloak and dagger conspiracy with this fellow. It's so insidious the way that this was done. It was done 30 minutes before the close of business hours in California. Contact our own behind the scenes H3 to try and get the channel.
Minutes in between two channels, 48 seconds. They talk about how they're planning.
Entertainment, buddy. This guy is. There's only a handful of people that are with Quartering, and the reason they're with Quartering is because.
PPP. I'm not familiar with that channel, so I don't really know enough about them to know whether or not they're annoying.
They want to flag other people down.
Is that these people?
Of the flaggatry to any fucking feeser, all the usual fucking sector sus thing. I know exactly what's going on, Quartering.
So I'm trying to get specifically to the Quartering stuff.
We know exactly what gay ops you're fucking up to, buddy, and it's not gonna fucking work, pal. You fucked it. He fucked it big time. He stepped in it big time, and the backlash is overwhelming. It's a fucking tsunami of shit for the Quartering. Jeremy Hambley of the Quartering.
I spent yesterday and today.
Is he saying cornering?
Hey, looking at every new video he posts, and I hit new. The comments are being swept, but the hate is so overwhelming that as it's being deleted, 5 new ones. And it will never stop. This is your life. Like, admit it now. Matt Zarbo made a fucking video.
Owning chair, just felting chair, just telling him, listen, what you told me at that convention back in the day, apply to yourself. It's time for the fucking apology video. It's time for Quartering to actually directly address this shit and apologize and take some degree of accountability.
Yes.
It's already way too fucking late and everybody's gonna fucking hate him anyway, but he may as well try and salvage some of what's left of his reputation by admitting that he's being a fucking homo and that he's being cringe as fuck and a faggot and participating in all manner of fucking gay ops. It's all.
So you see what I mean? Like, they're not exactly the best representatives of people who don't like the Quartering. I certainly would not have a drink with them. But it's gonna get weird. He wasn't lying when he said that there's some shit happening with the Quartering, and it's nice. It's nice. I would say is not necessarily a good name for it. It's juicy, right? Like in the realm of gossip, or as you kids refer to it these days, tea spilling.
Obvious to anyone with eyes to see and ears to hear and common fucking sense. What's going on? Yeah. All you have to do is look at the things that Quartering has said publicly.
Dances with Wolves, it's a decent Kevin Costner flick.
And the things that he said privately.
I love how people say that it's cultural appropriation. Just like, it's like The Last Samurai. Like, come on, guys. These are like, you know, they're tourism. They're like tours through eras in time, through as told through a colonialist eyes. But I mean, it's weird to think that like that's strangely somehow insular instances or compartmentalized instances of whatever we assume cultural appropriation is these days. I mean, that's like legitimate cultural appropriation when they could have had people who are native to those lands who were telling that story. It's fine though. I mean, they made a reason to talk about it in terms of Tom fucking Cruise being the last samurai. Like, it was the advent of gunpowder weapons. The weapons trade was happening. He was a representative between two factions. Like, it makes sense. Little weird to have that be the title of the movie, and then I guess apply that title to him as his character in the movie. But you know what? It's all good. Both movies, the main character comes to represent the culture. Well, that comes to respect the culture. No, I know but they also come to represent it, which is the bad thing. It's good that they integrate themselves into it, which is exactly how people should be seeing immigration these days. You know, if we didn't have borders, then the onus would be on us to integrate ourselves into other people's cultures. Very simply.
To Josh, you line it up with what we're hearing from all of these big YouTubers who are back channeling with their representatives at YouTube. It's obvious what fucking happened. Quartering's talking about my flag history clears me. In his DMs with Josh Moon, he says he doesn't even have to flag. He says, I'm not going to flag. All I have to do is make one phone call. That's what he says. One phone call.
And two
it will be
channels
down
at the same time.
So there are multiple layers of exposition that you guys are going to kind of need for this, and I can't for the life of me trace this back. I could have just listened to what they said. So and so made a video about it, but really what it is simply just that he's not. They completely lost control of the narrative, and the attempt to control it had failed. Sorry, I'm just not looking at the comments. Like I am familiar with the Quartering. I think anyone who is somewhat familiar with the Quartering knows him as the Quartering or Unslaved Media. He is just kind of a douchebag. Like he's the kind of guy who will try and sell a product, and if the product's not selling, then he starts making videos with these thumbnails. You know, it's people who try to make it media and are stupid enough to think that switching sides when they didn't really have a side to begin with is what's going to get them the viewership and the support that they have thusly been denied. And it's like, I think it's a telling thing when a creator decides that this is the way that they want to drive up the numbers. I'm sorry if you're hearing shit happen in the mic right now. I'm trying to release. There we go. So I can turn it. God damn. Sorry if that was weirdly ASMR for you. I tightened this thing way too quick, or way too tightly. So, you know, I mean, he's kind of one of those, like, what would you call him? Right-wing grifting chuds, right? That's kind of what people tend to refer to modern-day Nazis as, at least in the YouTubosphere. And it's usually people who couldn't otherwise make it in some other field. And so we start seeing stuff like this, like Black Fatigue hits the theaters, Antifa makes a huge mistake, things like that. And that's what we call the grift, right? That's when you go onto these pathways of making content where you try to manipulate people into buying your product, playing on their biases. And it's worse than a sellout. It's kind of like a sniveling, whining sellout who tries to trick people who are less gullible than he is typically. He's managed to make a go of it. He's amassed 2.01 million subscribers, which I'm not surprised. He's been releasing like 6 videos a day for the last, I don't know, 10, 12 years, something like that. And the majority of them have played on biases, has played on some kind of bias. Whether it's an anti-Jew bias, it's an anti-trans person bias, it's an anti-woke bias as a good blanket statement to use. It plays on people's biases. He's really just trying to sell products. He's got like a tea line. He's trying to do like, I think, an energy drink line. All of his businesses thus far have failed. So, I mean, I wouldn't say that it owes completely to his chuddery, but it is indeed indicative of the number of supporters that he has. DC Cowboys for Life says, I usually agree with him, then this may not be the channel for you, my friend. I am a very staunchly anti-quartering type of guy. But so recently, and one of his entire things are that he doesn't like the LGBTQ crowd. He doesn't like queer people. He doesn't like trans people. He doesn't like any of that kind of stuff. But yet it has been, I think, pretty well substantiated at this point that he has been hiring a bull, and if you don't know what a bull is, it is a person who you either hire or who you find on like a dating app or Grindr or something like that, who comes over and makes sweet love to your significant other. And it is a thing for both gay and straight couples. It is a thing for everyone on the sexuality spectrum. It really just depends on your particular kinks. But for a guy who makes his money and his bones from saying that that he's like against all the, he's like saying that people are woke. He's saying that all this, like the LGBTQ spectrum is a problem for people. And yet he's there, doing that kind of stuff himself. So it feels a little hypocritical. And for that reason, I think that it's okay to kind of, take a few jabs, if you will. Ready to spread that love I always hear of. What love? What fucking love are you talking about? I hate people like the CUCKtering. I don't preach love. I can tell you all to go fuck yourselves all day long and not feel a bit bad about it. I believe in real social tolerance. That has nothing to do with talking shit to people who you disagree with. But I'll usually back it up with some kind of actual information. So, I mean, maybe that's the difference between myself and other leftists, wokies, I don't know. So let's continue with this. I don't know if I've given enough recent background. His whole, basically, just what they're talking about here is the whole cucking, the whole event of how he's like trying to get a bull to come over and have sex with his wife. But the other thing is also that anyone who talks about this, anyone with a decent following. So me, I would never get flagged for anything like this. But he's been having channels taken down. Kino Casino itself was taken down. And he's been citing the wrong thing. So he's been citing things like ban evasion or like hate speech, which are things that would potentially get a channel taken down very quickly. But it's also, if you're lying about it, it's something that's going to get a channel reinstated very quickly. Now, for a channel like Kino Casino, there's every chance that they might have been banned like in the past somehow, because a lot of like, I don't know, quote unquote alt-right people, or at least like chud adjacent people who say things like R slurs and hate the LGBTQ community and don't seem to know why. Those types of people, they tend to get banned on platforms because they say inflammatory things. And if YouTube decided to ban them in the past, and then Jeremy fakely decided to do the ban evasion excuse, then there's every chance that they could be permanently removed, which is fine. I mean, I don't have any problem with that. But he's doing these things frivolously, and there's a couple of other channels, I don't know, it's just I've seen them complaining about being shut down, but I don't know that they actually are. I only have one example here of someone who had gotten their channel reinstated, I believe, but we're going to watch that. I'm going to see if it's... Again, part of the thing about my channel is that we do real-time research. Some of it's a little dry humor from me, where I've already pre-watched the thing that we're about to watch, and I just kind of feign innocence at it, but you can tell. But mostly what we do is we take a look at something as I'm taking a look at it, so that you can see a true reaction, so that there's actually me trying to reason through it, and then you can kind of come with me through that process. So even if you don't disagree with me, or even if you don't agree with me, if you disagree with whatever I'm saying, you can kind of see how I arrive at that conclusion, and it'll make it easier for you to speak up and say that something that I saw was misinterpreted or something like that. We aim for a bit of transparency on this channel, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So Jeremy has been issuing takedown notices. He's been issuing copyright claims against other channels who bring this specific topic up. So clearly it's something that he's not okay with being out there. And I get what you're saying, man. Like, fuck. Like, if Jeremy was in front of me right now, God forbid, because I would never want to see the man nor hang out with him. I imagine he smells terrible. If I'm looking at him, if we're right in the same space together, I would say to him, like, there's nothing wrong with what you're doing. Just own it. But then again, he's got this whole backstory of being against queer people and being against LGBTQ community. So there's a bit of a hypocritical thing. And it's always, for some reason, people on the right who you see doing this, it's people who you say, or who you see going against PDF files who turn out to be touching little kids themselves. It's always the authority figures. It's always the teachers, the coaches, the government leaders, the administrators. And when we, on the left, try to root out those PDF files, the right goes, okay, but hold on, what's the context here? All right? So I don't know what to tell you guys on the right. Like, we're really trying to hold these people accountable. We've been in the streets. We've been in the streets trying to hold these people accountable. Like, there's people who have died recently to try and keep the government accountable. So I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, we're trying. We really are. We really are. I mean, we're out here doing this. You know, I'm trying to make sure that people understand what Jeremy's been up to. We've been trying.
Channels down within 5 minutes of each other with no strikes within 30 minutes of the closing hours of
so this is the context
in California. And then on top of that, CUCKtering then makes an allusion to the casino. He does his birthday celebration not on his birthday.
Okay, there you go. So that would be one of the legitimate claims against a channel. And so if they're doing something wrong in the first place, there's every chance that if they talk shit about a well-known YouTuber, that him striking back might remove their shit for permanently. Because Kino Casino is not up anymore. They're probably going to have to do like some different name or something, but that could be seen as ban evasion. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you're going to throw stones, you got to have a backup plan. And especially if you're going to do the right thing, even if you're not exactly the right people to do the right thing, I'm just happy that somebody's doing it. You know, somebody's exposing the grift. I wish it was people on my side, but you can't always hope for that.
On Sunday, when everybody would have off, you know, on the fucking weekend, Jared's sacred holy weekend, but moves his birthday party up to Friday so that he can post him with the playing card and then tell everybody to move to Rumble.
You know what he said, by the way, on that tweet, and I realized it. He was saying, oh, look at the cards that I pulled. And the idea is we make fun of him for not pulling good cards, and the cards he pulled are playing cards from a casino. It's like rubbing it in our fucking face.
We're not fucking stupid, Jeremy. He just believes that everybody is retarded as fuck, and he can just flaunt this stuff openly, and everyone will take his word for it, but nobody takes your fucking word for it, and he exposed himself to where every casual observer of this...
See, Arslers, not a big fan. Not a big fan. I mean, I learned that was offensive to people when I was in, like, high school, and that was, like, almost 30 years ago. So it's insane to me that people are still using it. If right-wingers are right on some subjects, don't rebuke them. Even if they're monstrous, even if they're doing hateful things, I still reserve the right, Skippy.
Is going to believe that he fucking did it because it's obvious he fucking did it. Yeah. Where he opens his search history and we see an email from YouTube saying, thanks for your report. Yeah. Now, Jeremy, come on. You're a flagget.
Uh-oh.
It may not have been our channel. It may have been one of the other many channels that are being affected. Like Alyssa Clips is being affected right now.
That email was definitely from, remember, the cathedral went down. That video went down.
And you see they called him a name that was very adjacent to the F slur. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, these are not good people. They may be doing a good thing, but these are not good people. I'm glad that we could reach across the aisle on an issue together, but you can't be a good person and just flagrantly use R slurs and make ways to get around the TOS so that you can say the F slur. See what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I feel like maybe my standards are a little too high, but I would not have a beer with these guys. Maybe if they were buying and if they were bringing the non-just Schedule 1 substances, then sure. Maybe I would take them up on their hospitality, but I would probably bounce pretty quickly after that. Tucker Carlson is right on Palestine. He spreads the word to an audience that normally wouldn't hear it. Does he say that it's a genocide? Because if he does, then I'll agree with him.
Was either the cathedral?
See, that's the thing. Like, I think right-wingers don't understand. Like, they just don't understand. They just don't get it. Like, we can agree on some things. I would say the conservative administrative party has spent a very long time, and this is like in schools and shit that they've been doing this, but they've been spending a very long time trying to raise generations of people who do not believe that the left and right can get along. And it is like a militant belief. It's like, you know how the 80s or the 70s raised a whole generation of people who were like really militant about the environment? Because it was basically, the message was, if we don't stop it the fuck now, then we are going to be in very dire straits by the early 2000s. And we are. We are. Not the least of which because we've had administrations since then who have removed restrictions from the and oversight from the EPA. But the point is that this is a disinformation campaign that is 30 years in the making, and it's going to be very hard at this point to get the Dems and the Republicans to work together on much, if anything, unless we can all agree on the issues. But instead what we have feckless Democrats on the left who are saying, you know, we want to fund Israel, we want to fund Ukraine, we want to fund our people, we want to fund and we want to release the Epstein files, and we want ICE out of the streets. And I'm okay with all of those. But the right is immediately going to say no to a lot of those. They've said on no uncertain terms that at the very least, including the subsidies again on healthcare, is a non-starter. If that's the least of things that is going to be a non-starter, then supplying Ukraine is going to be a non-starter. Stopping support to Israel for their genocide is going to be a non-starter. And half the Democrats, at least 8 of them, want to keep supplying Israel. So you see what I'm saying? Like, it's all disinformation that flows into our homes. But Dems and Republicans have shown time and time again that they can work together. They're just choosing not to. And I always keep fucking coming back to this whole thing where I say, like, can't you people fucking understand that the rising tide lifts all ships? That means all ships. That means everything on both sides. That means the left is just as enriched as the right is due to Trump's decisions. Because they have fucking stocks in oil and shit. And they don't have to disclose all the details, or they get around it by using shell corporations, which is why corporations are bad. But you know what it's like? It's just, fuck, man. Like, it's just insane that people on the ground do not tend to see this shit. And these guys are the ones who have to expose Jeremy? Come on. Ro Khanna and Thomas Massey are a good example. In the good way or the bad way, I'm not too certain about Ro Khanna's policies. But I think Massey had some shit takes recently. Hey, Calaviani, what's up? I think I've seen you before. It may have been a while since you've been here, but welcome back. If I have seen you before, I tend to be okay with names. And I think I recognize yours, but I'm not sure. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Or the one on the clip channel, and then that didn't work. So
what's amazing, right? Is he now won't show the flag history for that channel. Oh. He shows all the other ones. Look, guys, look how innocent I am. I've shown 5 different report histories. But then when it comes to that channel, suddenly he won't show his report history. Mm-hmm. And we know that channel has reported back in the day.
So yeah, we're going on and on about him falsely reporting channels.
For a long
totally
time,
agree.
It's almost scary. Then suddenly Jeremy had to come in and flag it all down and exact one-to-one parallel rake after rake. And Jer fighting with Matt Charbo of all fucking people.
They worked together to release the files and try to stop the war. Oh yeah. Then much respect to them. That's the thing, like, again, like I said, it seems weird that the right has this whole, like, I'll never work with anyone on the left. God, you're gonna have to. At some point. You really are gonna have to. This nation is made up of 2 distinct parties, unfortunately. I wish it were many more. But this nation's made up of 2 parties that makes up all fucking voters. Like, sure, there's a minority who votes Green Party, and a minority who writes in candidates, and a minority who votes independent, but it's vastly outnumbered by the millions and millions of people, at least 30% of the country, who vote in elections. And so you're gonna have to work together. There's a healthy mix of all different parties, and if you just refuse to work with people, that's like that kid who stomps his feet on the playground and says, no, we play by my rules or else I'm gonna pack up my toys and go home. But you don't have any toys. You didn't bring toys. You came here and you started claiming toys, taking toys away from other people, other kids, and saying, these are my toys now, I'm going to play with them, and if you don't like it, you can fuck off. Like, that's the Republicans. They take these systems that the left has implemented, like, you know, I mean, I would say, you know, restrictions on corporations, increased taxes, and they try to divert all that shit to their fucking interests. God damn it. And the left lets it happen because they benefit from the fucking stock prices.
fighting with Brittany Venti. I actually had it set up for the beginning of the show in the
I'm not
folder.
showing, I'm not showing anything.
Yeah. But we'll get there when we get there. But it's obvious that he's behind all of this. If you have any fucking brains,
That's the thing. They have a folder that they're about to unveil, and this is the moment that we're waiting for. Is the
whatsoever,
folder.
especially after we do our presentation today, you know he's behind it. And that's why everybody, and I mean everybody, is
They've completed a dossier on the quartering's fuck-ups.
piling this guy and just destroying him. It's total retard war out here.
And I think there's something important that we have to say, because he's using his wife as a meat shield that we're harassing his wife. Yeah, here's the thing, because I was watching some other normie people on YouTube, and one dude, Rev, some of the normies who don't know the situation fully were like, but if they were harassing his wife, they should be struck down. Here's what I want to say, in clear as day. We beg him to not talk about his wife. We never attack his wife. We always make fun of him, but he's using his wife as a meat shield, so he's invincible from criticism.
Now, that could very well be true. He definitely seems like that kind of guy. And this is why I believe these guys. And they bring receipts. But initially, this is why I believe any claim that they're making about the quartering, because it's... And that's my bias. I know that. But it's really easy to hear that the quartering is doing something fucked up, or that he's doing something that's completely outside the realm of what he preaches, and to believe it immediately. That's how his reputation has evolved over time. It's become so easy to believe any bad thing said about him because he's such a piece of shit. Fuck, man. Melanie Mack. Do you remember that clip we saw? Where he's like, Melanie and I are going to watch the game after this, and she's like, help me? Oh, Jeremy.
From any
As
type
long
of
as
like,
he just constantly keeps invoking his wife every other word,
We don't hate
constantly
her at all.
telling stories about his wife. I mean, he's yelling.
Yeah, if you're in a Twitter if you're in a Twitter argument, if you're in a Twitter argument with somebody, it's it's going to be pretty easy for them to keep making fun of you, and it shows that you're getting affected if you try to divert everything to your wife. Like, stop talking about my wife. I didn't say anything about your wife. What?
Spelling out her full legal name on his stream today. After all this talk of, I can't even post pictures of my wife on the internet anymore. And my life is a living terror, and people are showing up to my house in red F-150s that I conveniently don't have any evidence of, even though I'm a multimillionaire who should be able to afford a fucking Ring doorbell camera. But apparently not. And here's the thing, too. We have a...
Now, let's be honest. Jeremy is a multimillionaire, but he sinks all of his money back into his channel. I guarantee you his return on investment is like at a 1,000-to-1 ratio. Like, I bet you $1 million. I bet you 1 million followers or subs. God, do you hear me? I bet you 1 million subs that oh no, I lost my train of thought. See, this is what ADHD does to you. I'll keep watching. I'll probably get that context back.
clip that just demolishes Jared's case on all of this.
Oh yeah. Multi-millionaire. He doesn't have enough to buy Ring cameras because he spends all his money on the channel. And Starlink, for some reason, he has like 6 Starlinks. Why do you need that? And a bowling alley, yeah, I'm sure. You mean like putting one in his house? I would think that he's putting one in his house as opposed to like just going to the bowling alley. That would seem weird. But having a bowling alley in his house seems very Jeremy. Like, I just want a stable living situation. Like, I want to be able to pay my bills. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the amount. That's like the degree of I guess rich. That's the degree of opulence that I aspire to. I just want to be able to pay my bills.
Where Jer was going after somebody else's wife and saying that you can't use your wife as a shield. You can't say that he's harassing this guy's wife. You can't do it. And it's just devastating to his case.
And his wife.
He went after Jarbo and his wife and his family, calling Jarbo a cuckold and saying that he was raising his wife's children that weren't his, when it turns out that that's actually factually untrue. So he was spreading misinformation about another man's kids and about another man's wife. But he now wants complete immunity to have a known sex swinger bull criminal come over to his house over the span of 10 years, and nobody's allowed to point and say, maybe this guy's a fucking cuck.
Yes.
You know, he's got cuck porn on his timeline, Black New World Order porn on his timeline, weird forced cream pie stuff, weird sexual harassment in the DMs, but nobody's allowed to point and say anything because he's using his wife as a human shield. We're going to demolish all of these arguments today.
Yeah.
And we're going to...
And that's why we're here. And that's why we're here. We're going to be here, and we're going to be listening to quite a bit of it. I'm going to let it play, but I am going to shut off the face cam. If you're just joining, I'm not running away. I'm not escaping. I am simply about to engage in some smoketh of the cannibas. If you also happen to smoketh of the cannibas, if for a medication or anti-anxiety or whatever, I happen to do it for anti-anxiety, then please feel free to do it with me. You don't have to sync up. That's just a fun little quirk of the channel. But I will be right back. I'm gonna let it play, and I will be right back with my face.
Gonna leave it to where there really is no reasonable doubt as to what happened in this whole fucking situation. Then we're gonna go through Jeremy Handley's sordid, weird, degenerate, twisted fucking fantasies and stuff like this.
Yes!
Jerking off with his mum shampoo to Melrose Place.
Yes!
He's exposing his porn fucking folder, boys. He's talking about jerking off.
See, this is the only thing that I'm gonna agree with them on, but boy is it a juicy one. Just trigger warning for slurs and stuff. They use a lot of slurs. Just be careful.
I'm not kidding. He's talking about he watches women fuck horses. He's talking about how back in the day in high school he had a threesome with another man. And he's like, it's like, buddy, you're gay. If you're having a threesome with another man, you're basically already a cuckold because you're letting some guy already.
I mean, anyone could honestly tell you that the way you're moving your hand makes you look gay. Like, everybody's a little bit gay, dude. It's 2020 Like, everybody's a little gay. The spectrum doesn't start from 0. It starts from 0.00000 many zeros to the 100th power 1. All right? Like, everybody's just a little bit gay. There is at least one time you found a dude attractive. So don't be going off on this bullshit. I'm gonna keep playing it.
Already fuck your girlfriend. Do you know what I mean? So, like, what's the massive leap between doing that and actually doing cuckold shit with your fucking wife, buddy?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a brutal.
All right, about to blast off at
fucking
3, 2,
felony.
1. Smoke him if you got him,
Today,
and cheers.
And then hopefully we can get through it at a decent enough pace that we can actually get to Ralph and the kill stream,
And a couple
the
other
Ralph
things.
wedding, Blade, all of the things that we've been waiting to fucking cover, but haven't been able to because of this Hambly situation. So hopefully in the next couple of days we get the clip channel restored.
Yeah.
It's total Kino Casino fucking W. And then it's vengeance belongs to me, thus saith the Lord. We will be going in on fucking Ham Planet's asshole with no fucking Vaseline, no fucking lubrication
Welcome to
for
your
his
life.
grimy fucking poop shoot. Every fucking stream
chat.
you do from this point on is going to be a rape,
Yes, it is.
rape.
It's really grating.
I was watching his chat today, and he had Jandy's. It was the funniest fucking chat in the world. Anyone who said, "How
I've
was
got
your
5
weekend?"
minutes of it.
Bam, bam.
I've got 5
Say the word
unedited
weekend.
straight minutes. It was insane the amount of bannings, and then people would just come back in on another sock puppet account like, "Welcome home." And then, by the way, Hannah Claire didn't show up today.
Ooh.
She's sick
Smart,
still.
smart.
He still hasn't banned me. He still has not banned me because he needs viewers so bad. And I go into him on his streams. I'm like, it's almost as bad as David Wood. Like, if you don't know about Dave Wood, he's a psychopath, tried to kill his dad and then had sex with a 15 and 13-year-old. And then to this day says they threw themselves at him. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Jesus. It's hard to hear them.
Sick, guys, for sure. He promises she'll definitely appear tomorrow. I bet, by the way, Rumble isn't putting him on the homepage today for whatever
As of
reason.
6 a.m. actually. His videos were
He's being removed. By the way, yeah, he's being removed from all of the premium sections, all of the promoted sections, the shorts, everything like that. They took his face off of all of the advertisements and shit like that. I wonder what's happening there, Jared. Now today, after he got treated so badly, where they were actually playing like right side news in his time slot, a replay of a JD Vance speech from weeks ago. Like a 4 weeks old JD Vance speech. He's like, this is strange. I don't know why they're playing this in my time slot. I'm supposed to be on the main thing. Yeah. He's like, I don't understand. He's like, this must be new. And he's like, no, this isn't new. This is I don't understand why they're preempting me for this. It's like, I don't know about you, eat what you fucking sow. Listen, I think he told us the truth at the beginning, which is that his contract is up in June. So Rumble's seeing a massive shitstorm of negative publicity that's come from this.
Yeah,
We're
you
one of
kinda
the
reap what
flagship
you sow,
creators
you know?
for the free speech
Flagship.
platform.
Flagship, get it?
No doubt. No doubt he's
Flagship.
the flagship creator for sure. For sure, buddy. Is out there mustering up deplatforming campaigns and saying that he can withstand any sort of backlash or criticism from it because he has a multi-million-dollar deal with Rumble. That's starting to worry the people at Rumble. They're like, we don't want this bad publicity. We're already done with this guy in a couple months. Let's just start sunsetting his fucking promotion. Unless he forces by the letter of what his contract is, what he's entitled to, let's just let this guy go by the fucking wayside.
I mean, they also, like, Kick and Rumble are both pretty into, like, viewbotting and giving people, like, just manufactured views. And the quartering is definitely a recipient of that. There have been, like, I guess maybe 4 out of the 5, I don't watch him very often, but 4 out of the 5 streams I actually have tuned into, there's like one person talking the entire time. And it's usually them arguing with me, but it's like one person and they're very passive. Like it's insane that anyone would give a shit about Jeremy's stream. But they gave a shit enough to, I guess, let him be one of the flagship guys and to Viewbot the shit out of him. Shows you what kind of platform they are.
And I think that that's what's starting to fucking happen.
I mean, look, would you want, if you're doing a free speech platform, and Rumble is the freest of speech platforms, more than Kick even, you could say, and then whatever.
Anything. You can box people over there and anything.
You could die on stream and it would roll.
Yeah, but you can beat women on Ralph's stream. You can just beat women, like it's crazy.
But then they're looking at this like, is this fucking cocksucker flagging people? And right after posting, join Rumble for your free speech. It makes them look like shit. So respect to
Jeremy
Rumble
is
for
also
fucking stepping up.
exposing them to potential liability.
Oh yeah, lawsuits and shit.
Yeah, well, he's going around deplatforming people and threatening to deplatform people while acting as an agent of Rumble and then encouraging other people after they get deplatformed to then go to Rumble. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good for Rumble. They could be exposed to potential liability as a result of Mr. Hambley's actions. So they're starting to distance themselves from Mr. Hambley, and I'm not fucking surprised. I'm really not fucking surprised. You play stupid fucking games like Jeremy Hambley is playing, and you win stupid fucking prizes.
Yeah,
Go in his feelings as he is out there that has more fucking sack that we're dealing with these problems from brain damage, and cuckold is those two marks.
Golden rule. Creators don't fuck with each other in that type of way. But you
and Jeremy also laid out
rule. Creators don't
stupid enough to do what Jeremy fucked somehow as brain damage and cuckold as those two motherfuckers are. They weren't stupid enough to do what Jeremy fucking Hambley did.
They know what will happen. This is the golden rule. Creators don't fuck with each other in that type of way. But you
and Jeremy laid out.
I mean, they should. I don't think that it's a bad thing to call out people when they do something bad. I think that even people who have done bad things should be able to call out people who've done bad things, but they should also be held accountable for the things that they do in the first place. Like if you're diddling kids and you call someone else out for diddling kids and you haven't been held accountable for diddling kids, then that's bad. However, if you have been held accountable and you did your time and all that kind of stuff, then okay. But like, less legitimate of a voice, I guess. And nobody really wants to be around a PDF file. So, I mean, maybe there are some circumstances where that could just be permanently ruined. That wasn't even my point. Yeah, I don't remember what my point was.
Oh, Jeremy also laid out the explicit purpose for it, which was to hurt us financially. Yeah. He's admitted that this was a malicious action.
Not sure, Alex. If you can refresh me, then maybe I will. But I don't just remember people. Typically, it takes a bit. Sometimes I'll remember a name, but I do not.
Designed to cost us $10,000 a month. And again, I just want to point out it wasn't our $10,000 a month because it wasn't our channel and we weren't getting the money from it. It was our editor Flake, who has a newborn fucking baby at home and a wife to fucking take care of, who had his 6-figure a year income taken away by a poop pants cuckold flaggot named Jeremy fucking Hambley. And hopefully that shit does get fucking restored. I have a lot of hope and a lot of optimism for it based on the things that I've heard behind the scenes from high-level creators. But if
he said the golden rule was that creators don't mess with each other that way. And I think they should be able to. I think that you should be able to call out other creators for bad things that they do. Even if it's like, oh, well, yeah, but it happened behind the scenes and nobody else is talking about it and, the news cycle hasn't started. So, why don't you just like kind of keep it quiet a little bit? No, I don't think that's not what collaboration means. Collaboration is not collusion. It just, it just means that you make art together, that you don't cover for each other's fucked secrets and monstrous things that you do. That's not what camaraderie is for. It's not to circle the wagons.
If this bullshit does fucking stand, what will be happening, Flake will be opening a Patreon account on his own where all of the existing clips will be fucking uploaded, where all of the new clips will also be uploaded, okay? Yep. And it'll be able to be a lot less censored. They'll still be...
Yeah, no, you're gonna have to tell me what we talked about. That doesn't ring a bell for me. I'm sorry.
Some censorship here and there because
the craziest shit we say.
Patreon's TOS, sometimes they can be a little bit fucking bullshit, but that will be the way to support our editor. Also, we probably will be going to platforms like Rumble,
posting there and
posting the clips there. The clips will also be available on Twitter. And we're not abandoning our editor no matter what. We're not abandoning his fucking children. We're not abandoning his wife. We're gonna make sure that he's taken care of no matter what Jeremy fucking Hambley does, the fucking cuckold bitch that he is.
Well, okay. Right, and also look at this. Let's just say worst case scenario, he wins and we don't have the clip channel. We do that. perfect, flake safe. But here's the thing, Jer, you fucking retard. Alyssa Clips has our clip up there. It is number 7, hyped in the world. 90,000 views.
90,000
more than any
views?
video he had in the last 2 days combined. And it's growing. And we will allow people, if we don't get on, hey, after our show's done, wait a couple days, upload the clips. We'll be all over YouTube. You've made 100
if you
clip
guys
channels.
who are watching now want to support us on an ongoing basis, support our editor Flake in replacing his lost income, you can also subscribe to our Gumroad right
Yes,
now.
I updated
the
all the
archives
VODs.
of all of our
Gumroad,
episodes are up
dude.
there. Also,
If you don't know, Gumroad's not not the best place to associate yourself with. They have been known to circulate and fail to enforce their guidelines against CSM. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. Lots of what is that called? The anime hentai stuff with young-looking audiences or subjects, if the rumors are true. Y'all know what I mean, and it's bad. Also, lots of just brutal taboos like violence and gore and stuff like that. It's not the best place to associate oneself with in the independent creator space, if you will. But I guess that's kind of what an open seas type platform would look like. So it is what it is.
going forward, there is going to be dedicated day for bonus content.
Every
We, for a
Tuesday.
long time, took it
Content.
for granted, saying that it's a real. Those avenues will too
Come on.
broader. Okay,
So
let's
yeah,
do some
lads. So the whole
shout-outs
point-
there.
the whole point-
Oh, 5 subs. Beat him for 10 subs.
We're not-
Rage up. Dr. Herbert West for a Rage Quit.
Nope.
Hydrogen 5,000.
Nope. Where's the stuff? Keep going.
This has happened to, but they weren't big enough to have the support that we have.
That's the
Like,
thing.
we got
there is in the Magic Act, but thank God we do. And we subs. Shot Maxing and Zington for subs. Keep the show.
Monday?
okay?
Monday?
A lot of things this whole weekend. Cracked! He has a dirty old fucking coin slot there, buddy. He poops his
No,
pants.
he shits himself. He's a
no.
shitter, a bum.
Oh, no.
Buddy, that's-
And now here we have it. Jeremy Hambley stepping on her. He just wouldn't spare her off. Because Jeremy Hambley wants us all to believe that this is a
Where's the
figment
receipts?
of our
He's
imaginations.
rewriting
That
history.
this is all made up. There's nothing to see here, guys. No
I
reason
want
to
receipts.
suspect him, except for the fact that what went down with our YouTube channel, our Kino Casino Clips channel, managed and run by our editor, okay, was exactly what Jeremy Hambley said was going to happen, both publicly and privately. So he says right away, and this tweet alone that he put out in public should be enough evidence for anyone with a.
So I guess I actually have two examples then. I have this channel who, their clips channel was taken down, but then I also have the other one that I'll show after this one.
Brain to realize he had something to do with this, okay? But he says, first will be your YouTube, which is in violation of ban evasion. He says
Bullshit, by
easy
the way.
takedown, which was bullshit.
I was
It
banned,
was not.
and then the clip pedal
He was
banned. Yep.
unbanned. Yeah, it was fucking nonsense what actually happened, but it went down for the exact reason he said it would go down. Then he says he literally begged us to be reasonable and he tried everything. Well, the only thing he didn't try was not being a bitch. You're a cuck. He says, you chose this. All I wanted was to let you guys dunk on me. This is mental illness.
You
He's
did
obviously
this.
spiraling.
You did this to
No,
me.
you did this, Jeremy Hambley. You did this.
You
But let's
fucking
continue
bum.
with what his own words were.
Yeah.
So he says, unofficial truths. These are in DMs to Josh Moon that he wanted communicated to us. They delete the videos attacking our marriage, and I never mention them again. The more they do it, the more I want to flex my connections to bury them. So note the phrasing there. Not that I'm going to flag them, but that I'm going to flex my connections to bury them. He says it's a one-time offer. They can meme on anyone else other than him.
Oh,
okay?
he's the king, guys. My wife.
Then notice what he says down at the bottom. This is how malicious this is. This is an attempt to hurt our livelihood. He says, if they get rid of the videos claiming I let the bull fuck my wife, they continue to make 10K a month on YouTube and I move on. But if they continue, I have no choice but to react. Well, we told him to fucking pound sand, okay? But that's him there basically saying that the whole reason for this is to cost us $10,000 a month. Then there's more here. And these are he says he can burn it all down. He has 5 years guaranteed salary at Rumble, which misspelled because he was drunk out of his mind. So here he is relying on a platform that's pro freedom of speech, that doesn't want anyone censored, and saying with their bankroll, he's impervious to all criticism, all dissent, all mockery. He will be able to go scorched earth and destroy our livelihood, our ability to speak in our platforms, thanks to the backing from a free speech platform. Not really sure if Rumble agrees with that or wants their representatives on the masthead that they advertise to act in such a fashion. But that's
Especially when the whole
that's,
internet's
probably
that's
not.
how he's acting. Okay. So now this is where I think he really fucked up. Okay. So he says here, I haven't done any flagging. Notice that. I haven't done any flagging, but their channel is a walking TOS violation. I know they are ban evading. It would have been way easier to have their channel removed. I haven't done that. Notice that, right? It's not a flag. He's saying it's easier than flagging for him.
And we had no strike, by the way. Remember that?
So then here's where he really screws himself. Go to the next set of messages.
Okay.
Josh, can we agree I can take their kick in YouTube, right? If I actually wanted to, they would be deplatformed in a week. He says he doesn't want that. And then listen here, this is where he screws himself. He says, I have a non-Pajit YouTube rep, you know that, right? One phone call, gone. So it's not a matter of flagging. He didn't flag it. He didn't. He made a phone call to his YouTube representative, to his connection at YouTube, and that's how this was taken down.
Well,
and the manner in which, yes.
He did flag anyway. That's why the email.
Well, he
said
flagged somebody. I don't know if it was us. It
But
could have been somebody
but
else
Cathedral-
throughout the years.
But Cathedral, right? No, because that's a new email. What shows on your browser history is the most recent email, meaning, and we were flagged, I think, on Tuesday or something. These were leaked on Wednesday. He did flag, but he's like, I don't have to just flag. I can call my YouTube rep. He tried fucking us over. It didn't work. The videos were reinstated.
The smoking gun is right here for anyone with eyes to...
I mean, it's the kind of thing that the government did with Twitter, like that the Republicans are, and I'm guessing these guys are Republicans. That's my guess, and I'm sticking to it. But the entire right side of the aisle was like really upset about that. When what's her face, Lori Loughlin and stuff, and people like that were paying, or not? No, sorry, that was paying for their kids to go to college. It was when Twitter was being emailed by people in the administration to tell them to take down those posts. I mean, that's people like calling in an official, not in an official capacity, saying, "Hey, man, could you just take down those posts for me?" Which is like totally inappropriate, and like that shouldn't have been happening. But this is the same thing, and they're talking shit about it. Like,
ears to hear. He made a phone call to a connection at YouTube, which he now claims that he has no connections at YouTube. The person he knows at the company is gone.
This should make it easier to understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, easier to understand where people are coming from when they say that kind of thing is not good, and then like try to blame people on the left for allowing it. That ain't happening, y'all.
Or is he lying now? This guy lies like he breathes. No. He has no credibility in any of this. And he's cooked. And everyone knows it.
He messaged the manager from a certain channel. He has 5 monetized channels, meaning there is 5 opportunities to have 5...
I don't have a talent manager. How do I get a talent manager? You know? Fuck, man. That'd make things a lot easier. I wouldn't have to do my own goddamn thumbnails, probably. Ay. I know it's just like a bad Photoshop, but you get what I'm saying. That still takes effort. You got to open the program, and then you got to type the information in, like the 1028, in the resizing. You know, you got to use the tools, and you got to make the selections, right? That's time consuming. That takes effort. So, you know, that's why I use the same one over and over again, because that is time I just don't have. And I think that's what's actually not causing my channel to not grow, is the fact that all my titles are the same, all my channels or all my thumbnails are the same, and I don't actually upload any of that to the channel itself. So it doesn't get it near any exposure after the live stream. And it's like, how do you know which live stream is which if you're trying to watch through the archive, because they all have the same titles and thumbnails? I get it. I'm working on it. But having a talent manager who does that type of legwork would be make things much easier.
Separate managers.
But no matter how many report histories he shows, which by the way he won't show the report history that clearly does have a flag in it, but no matter how many he shows, it doesn't disprove anything, because the threat was to make a phone call. The threat was to make a phone call to a YouTube rep, and
it'd probably be like both. I think due diligence for people who really have an axe to grind against another channel would be to do the electronic version of flagging it, like do whatever the automated system is, and then probably call their rep wherever, if they have one, at YouTube. That would be normal. Like I think that's pretty on par with what I would expect a person to do. So it's not that surprising that Jeremy would have done that if he has a rep friend over at YouTube. It's just, that's calling in a favor, you know? Like, people do that shit all the time. Like, they try to flex their connections. That's why nepotism's bad, because, you know, you can get people to do shit for you just based on your own personal relationship.
Truth of the matter is, it's obvious he did this. But even if he was innocent and he didn't do this, of which there's basically no...
So it's weird that they're so incredulous over it. is what I'm saying.
Cant, it 100% looks like he did, and no one will ever believe him because exactly the things that he promised would come to pass came to pass in the exact way that he said they would come to pass.
And then he
so
bragged about
enough of this argument of whether he did it or didn't do it. He's obviously responsible for it, and what's worse is it's not just that we've lost enemies is
Why don't we
right.
get to
He
the
is
actual, like,
suffering
juicy
the consequences.
tidbits,
So that
you
is
know?
enough, Jeremy, that you admit that you are a soy-filled flag.
I was thinking yesterday, is there a way back from this? But also
An alcoholic tonight. Even his own mother, by his own admission, is concerned for him and his health.
Yes.
It's sad. It's sad. His own mother is basically is incredibly unhealthy. After our channel went down,
2 channels went down.
30 minutes before the close of the Google offices, all coordinated. And you have to ask, his birthday's on Sunday. Why is the party on Friday? Because he knew that he would be scheduling the takedown of our channels right at this time, and he wanted to coordinate this post as well. That's what this is.
Well,
obviously.
Also, there's one thing too that we forgot.
By the way, he says Mr. the Quartering. He's gay.
He's gay.
He's a homo. He's married to a man. Whoa, buddy. He's drunk. Also, he claimed he wasn't at home when these reports.
There's no problem with that. He just should probably drop the anti-gay stance if he was gay, because it would be out of character. It would be friendly fire. So there's no problem with that. If he was in fact a homosexual man, that would be okay. That would be totally fine. I think they're indicating that all the signs are pointing to that. But like I said, he would just probably want to drop the stance that he has against the LGBTQ community, if that is indeed the case. We don't know for sure, because again, this is all conjecture at this point. Sorry, I'm just changing my title real quick. I try to do that like around every hour. It just so that I can see like what the view count ends up looking like. It's never too much, but sometimes it's a few. And gosh darn it, that's all right. I think I like the jazz music or the bossa nova or whatever a little bit more than the cyberpunk, what is it, synth wave stuff that we were listening to before. I like this much better. It's more smooth, more casual.
Oh yeah. Then post
But
it.
it looks like he's at home. No,
By the way,
he's not
said exactly what he said. This.
It's all planned out. That's why Jeremy Hambley is panicking, putting his head in the sand, pretending that none of this is happening, but it is happening. There's a reason Hannah Claire is not showing up to work. So Yellow Flash comes out and just exposes the whole operation. By the way, there.
Talked with someone I knew who also had some connections with YouTube and is trying to help, is what they had to say. Just for your own peace of mind, I pinged one of our guys last night about the quartering drama. His estimation based on the back end is that the casino was taken down from personal request because all the user reports were deemed nonsense by the automated system all week, except the privacy claim that also failed to hold up to manual review. He's on the security side, but did say this is almost certainly an off-platform point of contact, call, text, email that resulted in a manual channel deletion. I mean, how credible is this? I mean, it's a screenshot of something, so I don't know. It could be someone just trying to get their own, like, moment of gotcha fame, perhaps, but we'll take it at face value for now.
There are big YouTubers, multi-million subscriber YouTube channels behind the scenes that have come to us and said the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But while this process is ongoing, we don't want to fuck up the process. But trust us, we know what the fuck's going on, and Yellow Flash has come out. And so he said, talked with someone I know that also has some connections with YouTube and is trying to help. This is what he had to say. Just for your own peace of mind, I pinged one of our guys last night about the quartering drama. His estimation based on the back end is that the casino was taken down from a personal request.
The back end.
You see, exactly like Hambley said it would go down in the DMs with Josh, because all the user reports were deemed nonsense by the automated system all week, except a privacy claim that also failed to hold up to manual review. And that was the privacy claim on our video about the bull exposing his criminal history that we won in manual review. So he's on the security side, but did say this is almost certain.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a matter of public record, it sucks. And this is, I think, the most wild take that I'm ever gonna have as far as like potential right-wingery in my brain. And that's that I don't think that the rage that we experience over doxing, I don't dox people, but the rage that the community seems to have over people doxing other people in like retaliation for whatever stupid bullshit they're arguing about, it's to be expected if you're a public figure. Like, creators doxing other creators or whatever. Like, if you're a public figure, then your address is probably out there somewhere. And yes, it sucks, but you can't have an expectation of too much privacy when you are purposefully putting yourself out there in public. You know, like, your whole self is subject to your name getting, you know, recognized and shit. Like, come on, man. It ain't that bad. You know, it's not like, I think people with criminal histories with non-serious crimes are usually pretty chill, and they just like fucked up when they were younger. And I mean, shit, like, I think a lot of people have criminal records. Like, I have definitely gotten pulled over for speeding, but I don't know if that counts as criminal. I don't know if, like, there's an amount of times that you can do that where it would be criminal. Because I've got pulled over for speeding quite a lot, and then I got arrested for vandalism once when I was way younger. Like, it was like I think I accidentally broke somebody's window. And that's the extent.
An court system, anything to do with an email to you.
But like, it doesn't matter, I guess is what I'm saying. You know, sometimes people will get doxxed, and it sucks when that happens, but you have to accept it as part of a normal process of being in the public eye, or not the public eye, but on YouTube, you know, like being a content creator, and then just try to move on from that, you know. Like, I think the quartering is again a very good example of someone who has had very personal details about him, especially recently, aired out like dirty laundry, and who doesn't really seem to be getting too phased by it. I guess he had a live stream the other day on Kick that only had like 28 views total, and I don't know if that's concurrent viewers or if that's overall viewers, but I get more than that. So like, that sucks for him. I'm not gonna say that I sympathize. I can empathize. I can understand what he's feeling. Like, I know that I've felt alone most of my life, not to make things too downbeat, but I've always felt lonely, and he probably feels pretty lonely right now. So thoughts and prayers, but you kind of put yourself into this position yourself, my friend. Very unfortunately for you.
YouTube or anything like that. This is a direct call, text or email to a person that works for YouTube, who the people are asking.
Get into his cuckery.
So there has to be some level of account establishing. Know if it's all him that's doing this, destroying archive channel, elevating over what of certain things that happened on the internet, and they kicked in the bud soon. The consequences are going to be disastrous. That's why every single and his conduct. So quartering, rather than just let this go, decided to start battling with Yellow Flash about it, making a fool of himself. Let's continue.
Yeah, and by the way, if you need any copies of our shows, right?
I don't know if they're going to go into the specific details of the cuckening.
Thankfully, Alyssa posted it. But if anyone here's making
I
videos
kind of
on it
hope
or whatever the fuck,
that I don't have that we don't have to like try and actively look for. Oh, here we go. Maybe this guy. Okay, so this is the other one that I wanted to look at. This guy might actually provide some essential background, so that'll be useful. Come on.
Jeremy Hambly of The Quartering may have put himself in legal hot water in his fight with the Kino Casino boys and his apparent flagging campaign. We're going to get into today on The Legal Mindset. We teach you to be your own judge. I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney. There's a fast facts video, the quick and dirty.
Don't be your own judge. I think that's a little reckless to say, but I'm not a lawyer.
Version of the latest in legal news. So looking.
I anal. You know, I anal. I am not a lawyer. Yeah, I anal.
And how the Quartering has legally trapped himself. So of course
Why do I recognize the shit out of this guy? Why do I recognize the shit out of this guy? Who is this dude that I recognize in his face?
we have in this corner as the defendant here today, Jeremy Hambly of The Quartering, who's ran a very large YouTube for a long time. Many people know him for his commentary on
new videos. I mean, think about... Please reconnect. Please reconnect. Please reconnect. Please. Hello, reconnect. Reconnection successful. Okay, well, sorry about that. Where was I? Where was I? But that fucking schedule. I mean, I can understand like having a bank of clips that you use for things that might, you know, I guess facilitate more viewers or more click-through rates or whatever. But this seems excessive. It seems a little excessive. Seems like this man is purposefully working himself to death, perhaps because his subconscious is trying to tell him something. Nope, I just turned off my camera. Didn't mean to do that.
On social issues, politics, and other gaming issues, but he stepped in it in a fight with the Kino Casino boys. That is Ashton, or PPP, and a very good photo of him right there. And of course, Andy Worski. Now these guys are well known on the internet for poking.
Oh, that's what you were saying, Skippy, is that you like one of the particular people, but you don't like the other person. I get it. I get it now. Makes sense.
Fun at people for kind of making light of their drama and other issues. One of the big instances where they'll try to bait people in was with iDubbbz, who got baited into a battle between him and the Kino Casino boys, which just ends up propelling them even more, as the internet does. When you engage with it, it goes crazy and goes viral. Well, the latest thing to go viral with the Kino Casino boys is with the quartering. So the Kino Casino boys, Ashton and Andy Worski, mocked Jeremy Hambley for being a, well, let's call it a corner chair sitter. You guys know what that implies, and calling into question his relationships, including with friends and other people that may have had an impact on his personal life. We'll leave it at that. And also calling in question some of his other interactions with women and his interaction with other people that are really questionable. And Jeremy Hambley didn't like that. He not only responded to that, trying to debunk these things, but he eventually got so mad in this battle with the Kino Casino boys that he openly threatened their social media. He came out and said, I can take him down, I can take him out. Well, shortly after that, channels started disappearing, both the Kino Casino Clips channel and other channels, Andy Worski's personal channel, and now even Clippers are losing videos and having their videos taken down after this campaign. So we can look at the evidence here and we see the public.
Yeah, totally not coincidental. Totally doesn't seem like a coincidence. It seems so random that would have happened. So organic. You know, there's so many people out there who support what the quartering is saying that of course it would get flagged for ban evasion. Absolutely.
Evidence which was posted. These are conversations between Josh Moon of the Kiwi Farms and the quartering, saying, Josh, can we agree I can take their kick in YouTube, right? If I actually wanted to, they would be deplatformed outside of DLive in a week. I don't want that. I just want them to leave my family alone. I don't care how many Jeremy is a cluck videos they put out. I have a non-Pajit YouTube rap. I love the language there. You know that, right? One phone call, gone. I have endured a lot with literally the tiniest.
What does that mean? I have a non-Pajit? What does that mean? What does that mean?
You know that, right? One outside of DLive in a week. I don't want that. I just want them to leave my family alone. I don't care how many Jeremy is a cluck videos they put out. I have a non-Pajit YouTube rap. I love the language there. You know.
What does that mean? Non-Pajit? Is that some kind of racial thing?
That, right? One phone call.
I don't think I've ever heard that before.
I have endured a lot with literally the tiniest request. So you can see here, there's very clear language threatening. I mean, this is an unambiguous threat, and he's even saying how he's going to do it. His preferred method with his contacts and connections is to pick up the phone and to call. And you can see here he kind of reinforces this when there's a question saying, an assumption I see being made is that you, the quartering, have God mode reporting powers on YouTube. Is that true? He confirms this and says, yes, all I have to do is press a button and poof. I also shouldn't even have to report the channels either, apparently. So once again, he's confirming his ability. He's saying, I have this power to do this thing. And with all situations implied, once again, these channels going down, it can only be assumed that that was him. That's a very safe assumption based on that timing. It's not something where these channels would magically disappear where they've been up for quite a while amidst this conflict and amidst these threats.
Yeah, I would say it seems pretty coincidental. Maybe borderline chance-ish. Borderline almost like cheat mode, like, you know, almost like somebody just called and got the channels removed manually.
And you can even see that other channels, and this is a smaller channel, Alyssa Clips, are having their channels and their videos hit as well when they clip things, when they
Yeah,
post
this is
them
what I was talking about, harassment and cyberbullying. He's complaining that he's getting cyberbullied. That's what he does for a living. That's what he does for a living.
from YouTube, they're coming down and getting hit by
Jeremy.
reporting. So what do we see here? Well, we see the quartering
You're gonna get
denying
sued,
this,
my dude.
and saying if the Kino Casino was wrongly banned for ban evasion, I 100% think they should be restored. So he's saying, oh, if they were wrongly, so, you know, it's kind of hiding his belief that it was justified. I hate their guts, but I think it's a mistake. YouTube should fix it. I already proved beyond a doubt I didn't do it, whether they wanted to believe it or not. Now that...
Objection. Indemnification. You can't object for your own client. Your Honor, the defense rests. That is hilarious. That is pretty funny. I have already proven beyond all doubt I didn't do it, whether they want to believe it or not. Your Honor, I want to have that last sentence stricken from the record. Objection.
I think it's a mistake. YouTube should fix it. I already proved beyond a doubt I didn't do it, whether they want to believe it or not. Now, that doubt is coming into question now. First of all, we have his previous statements, but then we have more evidence coming out that it may indeed have been him. So we had this revealed. This was revealed by the Kiwi Farms, which watched one of his clips where he had clicked his search bar. And
I mean, if you wanted it to be more believable, you could have just said, like, no, I didn't do it, but I wish the fuck I had. I was about to. I fucking hate those guys. I want them to go down. But no, I didn't. I wish I did. Like, just you got to just be true to yourself, but still, you know, you can still dodge it. You know, you can still be like, no, but I was about to. Like, I literally was about to, like, pull the trigger on that. So, I mean, but I don't know who did. That's more credible, you know, because then you're not sacrificing your own values. Well, these people aren't smart, so I guess, you know, if Jeremy, the thing is, Jeremy's smart enough to have 2 million subscribers, whether he cheated the system or not. He's smart enough to have an income, even if he squanders it. He's smart enough to do all that. It makes me wonder what the fuck I did with my life. God damn. Well, I was very frivolous with money.
when you look at that search bar,
There's a very, very clear through line to my fall from grace.
You see these YouTube support tickets, right? You see several YouTube support tickets.
But I was never earning as much as
and a YouTube support ticket
this
there,
dude.
which came out right after this happened. So the timing of those reports
That wasn't
very,
that pointing,
very.
I just pointed in that direction. That's not correct on either of the screens. That's not correct on the horizontal view. It's not correct on the vertical view. I don't know where the fuck I was pointing. But that I was wrong. we've got a view here and we've got a view there. And that's not, neither of those is that direction.
Suspicious. Now, of course, CUCKtering came back trying to counter this, kind of in full scramble mode, saying nobody is interested in the truth, so I don't know why I bother, but these psychos will just move the goalpost again. But again, my updated report history. Dozens of channels stating as a...
What goalpost? What the only goalpost that anyone introduced at any point is that you were flagging channels frivolously. If maybe no one was engaged enough with Jeremy to say that just straight up, like with no no fluff to it, like no preamble or qualifiers or anything like that, just saying like straight up, this is the point, is that you're frivolously flagging channels. If no one did that, then maybe he's dumb enough to not have recognized that that's what was happening. But I mean, if he's smart enough to remember all the buzzwords to use for his brain dead audience, like, you know, woke, Antifa, the R slur, things like that, you know, then and he even calls people a cuck himself. So, like, you know, maybe I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm misinterpreting.
Fact, I took down their channel, which I understand should be back
What's
up soon. So he's trying to say, hey, look, here's my report history. Of course, we cannot know whether that's his actual full report history. And also, and I think that...
Well, I mean, he said apparently he doesn't have to report people. Apparently he doesn't have to report people. So that says to me that all he has to do is make a call. And maybe he even had the foresight to say, like, well, I don't want anyone knowing that I did this, so can you, like, is there any way that you can take the report away and make it look like it never happened? And chances are, maybe if the guy was in securities, like the security, privacy, whatever, he might have been able to make it happen. I don't know. But that's a possibility.
Bigger thing is that he asserted that he did this perhaps by phone call and by use of a back channel connection. And this is bolstered by Yellow Flash, who actually reached out to somebody with connections to YouTube. And this is what they had to say. The YouTube individual. They said, just for your own peace of mind, I pinged one of our guys.
Hot take, Iran should have said weapons. What? America's the only country to use said weapons on people. What? What weapons? And is there no place to tell us? What are you talking about? Skippy. Which weapons? What weapons are you talking about?
Last night about
Who,
the
what?
quartering drama. His estimation based on the back end is that the casino was taken down from a personal request because all the user reports were deemed nonsense by the automated system all week except a privacy claim
Hey,
that also
Tavis,
failed to
what's
hold
up?
up to manual review. He's on the security side, but did say this is almost certainly an off-platform point of contact, call, email, text that resulted in manual channel deletion. So once again, going back to that original theory that there was a call here to get these channels taken down. And so that's where we get into our argument for legal liability, civil liability, and that is tortious interference. And that's the most clear case here. Now, tortious interference requires 4 things. Existing of an economic relationship. Well, Kino Casino and the others that were taken down, Andy Worski's personal channel, illicit clips, etc.
The A-bomb? What? In censored word? What? Nuke? What are you talking about? Skippy, you're going to have to just take a second and actually detail what you're saying. I'm not caught up. If it was something that I've commented on, then I'm instantly forgot it.
Are all monetized channels. They were profiting off of that, and that's something that we know is valid and existed. We also know that Jeremy Hambley knew about this relationship. He knew they were monetized. In fact, he commented that they were making $10,000 a month or something to that degree.
Damn, y'all. I wish I was making $10,000 a month. Holy shit. Do I just need to start gambling? Holy fuck. God damn. What is the, wait, so you're saying that Iran should have nuclear weapons? I mean, if somebody wants to develop nuclear weapons, they should have the ability to do that. But I mean, I don't think anyone should have nuclear weapons. I think we should just kind of like sweep that whole era under the rug and use it for power, maybe for sustainable energy and for, you know, trying to advance technology, that kind of stuff. But no, I don't think anyone should have, you know, nuclear bombs. I don't think we should have to make a law against it. I think people should just denuclearize just by default. That'd be great if that could happen. That'd be real cool. I'd love it. 2 thumbs up. Not even America. We'd all have to fight conventional warfare. Or digital, I guess. We'd get real good at inventing, like, exosuits and, like, active camouflage and hover technology, you know? Yeah. Maybe even, like, revive Tesla from the dead and have him build us some, like, Red Alert style coils for people to carry on their backs and, like, just go, you know? That'd be cool. Pretty cool. Be into that.
On their YouTube content and threaten to have that taken away, that revenue taken away. Is there an intentional act to disrupt or...
Yep. The only country to use them on people pretends to be the moral authority. It is the victors who write history. It is the victors who determine the policy moving forward, and I don't like that any more than you do. But that is unfortunately the reality that we live in. Might makes right, right? The moral authority is usually the guy who conquered the other guy. That's whose God is right in a jihad. Who knows God in a jihad? The guy who beat you up. Unfortunately. I cannot stress enough how much I disagree with that. But again, that is reality.
Intervene, well, that's where getting the contact, making the call, that's intentional. He did that with the intent of taking those down. So that's an intentional act. Now, improper means and improper motive, that's all about false flagging and false reports.
Now, I love the idea of tortious interference because tortious interference is, oh, fuck, what was it? It was in a TV show. Yes, Frasier. Again, why does everything come back to Frasier for some reason? I love that show, man. I haven't watched it in a while. Because I hate Kelsey Grammer, so I guess that's... It's conflicted in me. I'm not a big fan of the guy who plays my favorite character on television, so... It's easy to not separate the artist from the work.
That's where the false reports come in. What exactly did Jeremy Hambly say to his contact or connection to have them taken down? Did he just say, I don't like these guys, take them down, boys, or whatever else? Now, we don't know that yet, but that's certainly something that would come.
No, I mean, I'm guessing he used the same line that he tried with the guy from Rumble or Kick or whatever. Like, I just wish they wouldn't mention my family. And made it seem like there was a sense of urgency to it, like there was an impending risk to his family's safety. That danger gets people to act quicker than just saying, why, but they're making fun of me.
Come out into.
That's how I imagine that Jeremy walks into like whatever office or answers the phone when stuff like this is going on. Making fun of me.
Discovery. All of those calls, emails, text
Pretty
messages,
sure.
DMs, whatever else that Hambly may or may not have sent to YouTube support or his
Hambly?
connection could be discoverable. So here's my judgment. My judgment is that Quartering has put himself in a position through all of his behavior for very real Porsche's interference lawsuit. It's very possible that they could file this lawsuit. Now, I'm
You're gonna get sued, my dude. Quartering, please. Oof. You know, you're already sinking so much money into just bullshit that it's really going to be hard for you to pay for a legal defense. So maybe start not spending money on bullshit and saving it, because you might need it.
I'm not saying they would necessarily win. I'm not saying in the end this might be a muddled situation, but they could file that lawsuit in YouTube's home of California or in Jeremy Hambly's home of Wisconsin, in those states. And by
Wisconsin? You didn't want to do another take? Wisconsin?
filing those lawsuits, they would get discovery that
Isn't fidelity like really important to lawyers? They're like really steeped in the lawyer speak, you know, and if they do something wrong, they gotta really make sure that they correct themselves.
will get calls and emails. And
That's
Jeremy
important.
Hambly is no stranger to lawsuits. He's sued people before. But as a plaintiff, it's much different being on the defendant's side and seeing what that would expose and what that would bring to light. Of course, I'm no fan of false flagging. And I'm certainly a fan of keeping information up if it's proper, if it's not violating the TOS. I think that's a right thing to do.
There you go. And there you go. There's the context. Here's a guy that was banned from YouTube and threatened to be sued for roasting the Quartering in March 3rd of 2020 to confirm.
The 8 thoughts
This claim.
on Tommy's podcasting. No, I don't give a what a bald 40-year-old who's still living in the I threw 4 touchdowns in one high school football game has to say. The reality is, right now, you've got 8 thoughts low IQ viewers here. You've got Ethan's fans, which I understand why they want to defend him. I respect that. 8 thoughts fans are just retards.
I mean, you know, perhaps this guy deserved to be banned because he seems like kind of a douche. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't seem like he's all there.
Keemstar's in it, the Quartering, me, getting a strike on my channel for cyberbullying and harassment, going on the Ralph Retort kill stream, and then the Quartering backing out because he's a giant.
See what I mean?
And then going on Tommy C's podcast. I was banned for Twitter for a week. Bingo bongo, eating chimichangos. Let's get into all of this and what happened and some of the lies and some of the truths shall be exposed in this video. All right, so how should we start
Gross, dude. Gross.
this off? Let's just give you the rundown real quick, the cliff notes as they would call it, to the situation. So about a week or so ago, I uploaded a video dunking on the Quartering with a video titled, "The Quartering is a beta male and his content sucks." In the video, I roasted him, teased him, made fun of him, called him a sweaty looking dirty hobo alcoholic.
Now that is not inaccurate. That feels like a pretty good dig. I'm not a fan of this guy, but I like the dig. It's a good dig. You can these, you know, you can meme the Quartering with Harry and the Hendersons Anytime you want, as far as I'm concerned. I will always approve of it. Good job. I mean, I'm sure you probably got it somewhere else, but good job.
Talk
like
about
it.
how his content sucks and how
like
he drags his videos out for 15 minutes on a topic that could be covered in about 30 seconds, how he speaks so slowly and pauses like this and blinks like he is suffering an aneurysm during...
I've seen his videos. I don't know that he necessarily does that. He's usually talking in his videos. He just sucks at being a person. Gross. Why do you have this like fucking face, dude? Why do you have that face? Can't you just change the face that you have? Like, why do you have your face? You know, gross. Like, this is him at normal speed. Just regular speed, regular everyday speed.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. An absolutely crazy story. I mean, you kind of knew there had to be a correction.
Look at how defeated this man is. Look at how sad. How just like he has just been wrung out by life. Like, life has just sapped all that used to make him alive and full of a soul with a spirit behind his eyes. And now it's just his eyes are just dead. Cold glass beads, emotionless, staring off into the wherever, staring off into somewhere. And it is a deep, deep void wherever it is, and there's no coming back from that deep void. That's a 1,000-yard stare right there. And I shaved today, right? I buzzed my facial hair off because I didn't want to look like a shaggy crazy man. Hey Corey, how's it going? I didn't want to look like a shaggy crazy man. Like a Harry and the Henderson type Bigfootish man. And so I cleaned up my facials. I cleaned up my zip, zzz, the quartering goes through very long stints of what I call depression. And you can tell kind of like how depressed he is by how long his beard is. Like, the longer his depression goes on, the longer his beard gets.
Coming from...
And this is peak depression era. Depression era. Okay. I could have chose better words, but here we are.
From the Disney Corporation and Marvel, after basically the money printing press that was Marvel.
Can we play Roblox? Corey? No. I don't just randomly play Roblox.
That was
Star
I appreciate
Trek,
the offer, though. Had both been completely run into the ground. Disney itself has been hit or miss. Some of their movies have been very, very successful.
He just sounds so tired. He just sounds so tired of everything. He's just like, Disney, they did this thing, and they're so stupid and woke. Ugh.
Successful. Some of them massive flops. Movies like Snow White, obviously.
Just look how tired. Ugh. Movies like Snow White.
Not doing so well, but other movies doing okay. The fact of the matter is, the golden era is over. The golden era of, YouTube, I'm sorry, of Hollywood.
Little Freudian slip there, huh? He's definitely reeling from this whole thing 17 hours ago. Yeah. He's totally reeling from this news is totally insane. He didn't even put any effort into the description. Oh, man. Jeremy. You're self-destructing? Oh, I love it. I love it. You're self-destructing. Yeah, you are, man. Ah, fuck, man. I wish that you weren't such an asshole, and then maybe I'd feel bad for you, Like, I don't want to be happy that somebody is reaping what they sow, but they shouldn't be sowing it in the first place. That's why we're here, man. Like, you buy viewers, you buy likes, you buy, you try to buy people at YouTube. Like, you try to buy influence. You have these, like, issues. No, Corey, this is a YouTuber that you should hate with all of your guts. He's a very bad man.
Billion-dollar movie franchises is done, and it's because, quite frankly, Disney got woke.
Disney got woke. Oh, see, that's a thing that makes me tired. Like, oh, God, no, companies always pander to whoever's popular in the social zeitgeist. All that means is that progressive policy is popular. They've been woke, they've been unwoke, they've been woke, they've been unwoke, they've changed with the times. The thing is that throughout our diminutive history, through our tiny history here on this planet, progressive policies have been popular because progressing through the eras, doing the Soho is the best YouTuber. Is that a person, or are you saying so he is, or I'm not sure which is. Yada yada. Woke is just what he thinks woke is including minorities and women in positions of autonomy and agency, which is, you know, a pretty outdated take at this point. But you know, people will do what they do, and he's my age, and is still on the anti-woke grifting circuit. So he's starting to age into like podcast hood. So it's okay that maybe he's losing a bit of his streaming platform. So then he can do a like a more of a podcast style thing. I think that's the natural progression for people like this, the talking heads who do grifting. Ho is the best YouTuber. I don't know who that is. Is that, like, am I going to type in H-O and come up with, like, nothing? Or... Yeah, I don't think... Do you mean to say ho, or do you mean to say he? Or I'm not sure what you're trying to say. I typed in ho, it didn't come up with anything. Is this a different country, perhaps? Like from a different country? I don't know how I would go about saying that.
His videos, and some way, somehow, that video, out of all the videos I've done dunking on and roasting a lot of YouTubers over the years, got flagged, surprisingly, and was taken down and struck down by YouTube for cyberbullying and...
So really all this is just further proof that Jeremy's been flagging channels frivolously for a long time now. And we didn't have to play the whole thing, I just wanted to show you.
It has massive layoffs, seemingly hit Marvel hard.
And also, we definitely don't have to keep watching this quartering video. I just wanted to show his cadence is
so
not
you have to
like
keep your job, and
it's tired. He's very tired.
Your only job is to hire other people to do the job that you used to do.
And then I want to see what people are saying is like a shit take. That is also
brutal. Sources speaking to Forbes allege the particular reasons for the visual department team's reduction are in part due to Marvel's own changes to its upcoming production slate, as well as cost-cutting impacts of the broader round of layoffs at Disney this week.
The Bull of
Headed
Peace
by creative director Ryan
left a comment that says,
don't really care.
Coming over for darts tonight,
shape,
Jer.
Marvel
Make sure Heather is
first looks as
prepped.
adaptations of its legendary superheroes.
Oh my god!
It is more often than not that through the work of the visual development team, which are then plastered across the internet, articles, across posters at events, on merchandise, and more. Even perhaps the most, and 300 to 400 million estimates for Doomsday.
Jeremy, what are you doing?
300 mil for
dude?
marketing. Disney is not. We need to have no way to recoup the cost for the brand's reduced slate. The Wrap was told this was a result. They're not mad that trying to serve consumers and even negative stuff going on here. Sales are down, but the reality is, Disney stock. I mean, I guess it.
So it doesn't seem like anyone's dunking on him.
Or the last.
Specifically, is he ever going to talk about
month? It's been about even. Conglomerates be forcefully broken up. Disney.
Because I think people are just saying this as just comments to other things. Welcome home. What the fuck? It's just
Warner
in
Brothers,
reference to what he's
Paramount,
saying
Universal,
about
all way
Disney.
too big. Yeah, I mean, if you look at what's happening
this is his
in
most
the
recent video.
entertainment space, for example, stuff like
While
companies like Netflix.
while he's still reeling from this shit getting out, it's a few days old, you know, but it's this was from April 13th, so a few days ago, you know.
Netflix are buying up everybody. So basically you're getting kind of that same, Netflix style production, that Netflix style, nonsense that gets now, it homogenizes every product that they release. Disney Studios themselves seems like they're completely oblivious to the fact that most of the world has moved on past Marvel. And I don't actually think
Most of the world. Superhero films were already kind of near in the first place. So if it's going back to those levels, like the pre-2000 levels, then that's fine. That's still going to be good for the movie industry. Movies they hire a lot of people. They put a lot of unions to work. They, spread art to, the masses. Like, fuck, man. It's just so weird to be against that kind of stuff. Especially such a company that is on the surface. I mean, I know it's just a faceless corporation, but these people who worship corporations, like, you would think that you would look at Disney, a wholesome, family-friendly corporation, and be like, yeah, I want to support them. I guess not.
they're going to be able to get it back. Like, I don't think that Marvel's going to be able to kind of capture this magic again. It just doesn't seem likely. And
he doesn't like anything Marvel produces. What? Why would he say, is he talking about a longer timeline, like 20 years or something? He's hated everything that Marvel's put out recently.
And these are the cuts that are...
all because it's too woke. I don't think he ever describes anything about, what too woke means. It's usually just stuff that has women in any sense of having any sense of agency or autonomy and not being clad in, just nipple covers. And, I think that he also thinks that woke means any minority being in anything. Or at least in a position that isn't of its traditionally marginalized role, like slavery or in a service role or something like that. He's a weird guy. He's a weird guy. He's got a little bit of some brain rot going on there.
Are, what's going on.
Too much alcohol, probably. And I would assume a Midwest upbringing. Very probably religious parents. I'm not sure, I'm not sure. You think they'll ask RFK Jr. why he looks so much like Pete Hegseth's liver? Pete Hegseth is still a relatively young guy, right? Like, I don't think his liver looks like that yet. He's not quite to cirrhosis levels, but he'll get there if you just give him a few more years. His college days weren't harder than mine, I can tell you that much. And my liver, it's regenerated a lot in the last 10 years, all right?
I don't understand what this development does.
I just hope the impeachment goes through and he dies in obscurity like all the rest of the administration should be able to. Or incarcerated, that would be fine too.
Just looking at a name, it must be useless. Fire everyone, every CEO that was ever there. Can we get AI to do this job, right? I mean, yeah.
Jeremy, what are we doing? What are we doing, Jeremy? Hi, Corey. You've said hi. Hello. You've said hi twice. Hello and hi.
A lot of people probably...
hello and hi
probably
twice.
Covering up, because it's always a bad PR thing when you let people go for AI reasons. But that's certainly baked into this. They're probably looking at
look at my text. What text? Hi.
We're paying graphic designers and editors and visualizers, stuff like that. We're paying them $200,000 a year. We can make these things in AI for $20, this kind of stuff. And I don't know how long, that actually basically,
what?
I don't know how long that
3 viewers?
that stays that way, but ultimately not a good look for Disney.
Jeremy. Why isn't he covering the allegations Why?
Not a good outcome for the people that were laid off. I never really celebrate the people getting fired because oftentimes they're probably not the ones who are, promoting a lot of this woke nonsense or anything like that. So it's a bummer anytime you have mass layoffs. Certainly, the people who pushing like SJW nonsense.
Fuck you. Fuck you. SJW nonsense. Go fuck yourself, Quartering. Jeremy.
They're probably fine. They have the right opinions. The people that do hard work and don't get political, they're the ones that end up.
No, everything. God damn it. If you're on the right, I feel bad for you because you've essentially been brainwashed into thinking that things can either be political or everything else. That's completely untrue. Every single thing is political. Every decision you make, everything you do in society, that's all political. It's all fucking political. When your parents beat you, that's political. That's something that's called a cycle of abuse. And that is usually from their parents, from typically religious or otherwise oppressive households influenced by society. That we are the people that make up society. Your parents who beat you, their parents who beat them, they are the people who make up society. And if there are trends in society that people follow, like beating your children, then that is the trend that they will follow you. That is a result of political action because there aren't laws that protect kids at the time. See what I'm saying? Everything is political. Every single thing you do is political. You walk out to a lake, you fish from the lake, you pull the fish from the lake. A ranger can then fine you if you do not have a fishing license due to restrictions enforced by Fish and Game. That is all political. It's all political. Everything is political. So when you say that when people make things political, it means it's a dog whistle. Like you are essentially appealing to stupid people who would themselves believe that there's a separation between political and everything else. There is no separation. Everything is political. If you say that things are getting too political, it means that you might have a take that not everyone's going to agree with. That might be maybe a little racist, sexist, a little otherist somehow, something against some group of people. It's a statistically supported a possibility is I guess all I can say.
End up getting laid off, but I suspect there'll be more layoffs to come at Disney. I don't know when. I guess we'll see this summer when Marvel movies come out if they have any kind of real legs. I mean, the Spider-Man franchise has always been really strong, so.
It's been woke. It has a woman in a position of authority in nearly half the time in 2 of the movies. I don't know why you would be into that. And she's a black woman too. So I don't know. I feel like maybe you're being a little wishy-washy here. Maybe you're waffling just a bit.
If that does really good, then maybe that will give them hope. I don't know. I'm just not very interested in anything that Disney's putting out these days. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
Oh, did you see how untired he looked in that picture? What's up, Corey? Streamed a year ago. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think that he puts his streams on here, and I do not want to go to Kick. So let's see. I mean, let's see how he was a year ago. Why not? Look at him. He looks. His beard is so much shorter there. He looks a lot less tired, doesn't he?
It's concerning. I just get the vaccine. Oh, hey, no. If I die.
Wow. Corey, what the hell are you doing? Are you trying to move up the rankings? Is that what you're doing? Very strange. Oh, my stream quality is going down. No, the storm. Not storm. It's the rain. You've been getting hail for some reason. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, but it might make me drop some frames. So sorry about that.
All of them. So if you need anything, it's right there, okay? Just so you all know. All right, there we go.
So there it is
Yeah,
in
that's the,
blown up
that's the
text, what we've
blown up
already
text,
read. So Camelot comes out, starts reporting on this. So Jeremy reached out to...
Does that work if you just spam the same thing over and over? I think it has to be like... I guess I don't know for sure. I don't think that you can just spam it. Like, I feel like there'd probably, like, be some measures against that, you know? I don't see the rankings. Oh, no, I do. Yeah, no, it's Skippy. Still Skippy. You're moving up, I guess. I don't know how the XP thing works.
to someone at YouTube requesting they delete the channel. It's a level 70 oof. No doubt. No doubt.
Camel cat.
Is this guy
About it.
even called his enemies? But he sees an opportunity right now with Jeremy Hambley to normalize this as part of the online culture. We are not going to let them get away with it. Let's continue.
Well, even Van Skyver is pissed off that we showed him licking a
Well, then
fucking
he's a
urinal.
scammer. Well, he's a scammer, and he doesn't deliver on his project, so he doesn't want us to be able to call him out.
Yeah.
So Flash just goes, friend, like this dude was coming over to my house or something.
Yes, Flash.
I've talked to him a handful of times outside of DMing. I don't support false flagging, full stop. And you're a false flagging endorser yourself, Ethan Van Skyver. Everyone considers you a snake, and it took him a while to see it himself. He wants nothing to do with you, and you're still crying about him 2 years later. Okay?
Ooh, felt it.
So CUCKtering then starts doing this whole bullshit, obviously fake routine. If Kino Casino was wrongfully banned for ban evasion, well, in his mind, he doesn't think it's a wrongful ban because he's the one who initiated it. These are the weasel word,
Yeah, they're weasel words, most definitely. See, I may not like these guys, but I'm agreeing with them on this.
pedantic lawyer games that this sniveling snake plays. If Kino Casino was wrongfully banned for ban evasion, I 100% think they should be restored. Well, Jeremy, make the call to have us restored. Make the call to your point of contact. Ultimately, you could have ended this whole thing a long fucking time ago, but here we are, right?
It's gonna get worse, bud.
If it's a mistake, YouTube should fix it. He says he's already proven beyond all doubt he didn't do it.
Fuck you.
Bullshit.
Fuck you.
He just walked everybody through why it was you, because it's not about flagging, buddy. You made the call just like you said you would make the call, and Flash says, LOL, nobody believes you, liar. You have high up connections at YouTube. You don't even need to flag them. You can just pick up the phone and call, and we know that that's true because CUCKtering told us all that it was true. When it was convenient,
Yeah, he doesn't need to report. He doesn't need to do it. He just needs to make a call to his
for him
contacts.
to intimidate and extort us and our livelihood into submission by saying he could have us flagged at a whim. He could make the call. Now that he's already done it, now he has no connections at YouTube. He has no power whatsoever.
That's right, Corey. I am the best. Thank you for noticing. Appreciate it.
Bullshit,
Nobody
buddy.
believes you.
Nobody believes you.
At all.
So here comes CUCKtering. We've moved from, well, he disproved he flagged anything, to now anonymous DMs from someone with connections. No, we have the DMs from you to Josh Moon, where you told us that you were going to flex your connections and that you could make one phone call and our channel would disappear. He claims it's fan fiction. I guess I have to release all my phone records now. Yes, you do. And it still won't be enough. Jeremy, do you understand that to everybody who's reasonable, you look completely guilty? Because you are fucking completely guilty.
This isn't like it happened a year ago, and now we're trying to dig everything. It happened 2 days ago.
Most of us had no idea that there was an ability to contact a person at YouTube to have them take it down.
Yeah, do you see what I mean? This is all still unfolding in real time as we speak.
That's why initially we said that he flagged.
Yeah.
But had we looked closer at the DMs to Josh Moon, the truth was in our faces the entire time. He told us exactly how he was going to do it, exactly how it was going to go down, and it went down exactly as he said it would.
You know what's funny, Ash? My Warski channel, when it was banned 3 years ago or 4 years ago, it was Francesca Ramsey who bragged about it by calling her YouTube manager. And there's a tweet. She used a point of contact. And that's why when I appealed it, they were like, wait, there's something wrong here. What the fuck? And they unbanned it immediately within a day.
It's full-blown SJW tactics. This is the social justice warrior
Literally,
playbook.
it's funny, eh?
It's the exact same playbook that people like Francesca Ramsey used for years to deplatform conservative voices, except
It isn't. People don't get canceled. Obviously, these guys don't get canceled. You know, the Louis C.K. didn't get canceled. Roseanne didn't get canceled. None of these guys have gotten canceled. Harvey Weinstein's getting a fucking retrial. None of like cancellation, platform removal, and shit like that doesn't work. Not as a leftist tactic. It's not effective, and I think that we've known that for a very long time. That's why people don't try it really all that often. It's really kind of a splinter faction of people on the left who support progressive policies who engage in deplatforming. I think that people should be allowed to dig their own graves. They should be allowed to tie their own noose and climb up into their own tree and hang themselves with their words and their deeds. I think Everything that monstrous people do and say should be in the public square, because then other people are going to know how shitty they are. I think the only people who want to protect people like that are the people who they themselves are guilty of doing shitty things. And guilt by association is definitely a thing in this situation, because, like, why wouldn't you want a Nazi kicked out of society? What possible reason could there be? Like, let them out themselves. Let them say the Nazi things and then be like, okay, we need to get that guy out of here. Why not do that? You know? I'm a free speech absolutionist in that manner. I think me and libertarians would agree on that particular aspect. But then again, I also think that stochastic terrorism should have a law against it, so. I'm still a filthy leftist. Even, I guess, if I talk like Rush Limbaugh. I'm still a filthy leftist.
This time, it's being done by a supposed free speech champion, right?
Corey, it's probably going to be a while before I can play Roblox. I have way too many other things scheduled at the moment. I'm trying to play more of that video rental store game, but there's just so many juicy things that I can cover that make playing games pretty difficult for me. But I'll let you know, man. It is unlikely to be soon.
Wing warrior to another right-leaning conservative outlet that is criticizing him, and he doesn't like it, and he wants it to stop. He's desperate for it to stop. He's willing to do anything to stop us from criticizing him, and you have to wonder why. And you have to wonder why it
And it's only been like maybe a few days since anybody on the left has gotten wind of this. The Surf Times is a better known channel than me, and they have covered this already. So I have a feeling that the video that he uploaded 12 hours ago, he's probably definitely feeling some of the fallout from from the influx of knowledge and the comments that have been getting left on his channel.
happened exactly when we started talking about his bull Adam Sellers, and why all of the clips that are going down, all of the ones that are being flagged down, the timestamp involved is the timestamp talking about the bull Adam Sellers. You get the most flack when you're right over the target. I firmly believe that he is a cuckold, that there's some dirty, shady shit going on between him and Adam Sellers, and if there...
Which there would be nothing wrong with. If you choose to engage in a specific fetish type material, that is your choice, and if it is something that is offensive to society, then I hope you keep it behind closed doors and in a healthy and legal manner. But if it's something that's not offensive to society, and we can all debate over what's offensive to society, once we agree that you should be allowed to express yourself, then that's fine. Do whatever it is that you think you need to express yourself. Invite a bull over. Invite two bulls. Why not? Like, that's fine. That's totally fine. I just think that if you're going to do that your platform should probably not be built on making things like that seem demonic. Because it if anything, it reduces your legitimacy, and it diminishes any point that you could try to make against it in the future. But in reality, it's also, it's a little bit of self-harm. Maybe you're full of shame over it. You look like a Catholic boy, so maybe there's a lot of shame tied to your personal fetish, and that's fine too. Maybe you have a humiliation kink. Maybe all of this is a grand design to make Jeremy Hambley feel like more of a man, feel like he's getting some CBT, some unkind words said to him while he's getting some CBT. I think perhaps we're uncovering a new facet to this interesting mystery together. It's entirely possible. Let's continue.
There wasn't. After it was revealed, the lifestyle that this guy engages in, the criminal record that he has, that's a matter of public record, by the way.
I love how people who don't like gay people use terms like lifestyle.
Reporting on the public record, just so we make it clear, right?
Yeah.
If that was the case, why did Jeremy Hambley invite this guy to his house for darts again this week? Why? Because he's a participant in the lifestyle? Because he...
They're just buddies who are playing darts. That's it. They're just buddies. They're just friends. And that's why he texted or sent a Reddit message later saying how much he enjoyed him pushing her head down on his... Yes, I don't think that'll be in these guys' stream, but that's definitely a receipt that I saw. How's it going, Jermaine Event?
He doesn't have a problem with it because he is engaging in it. And that's speculation, but it's speculation based on a lot of circumstances.
Who are we to kink shame? You know, if Jeremy Hambley wants to be a cuckold, let him be a cuckold. You know, I would roast him beyond that for the fact that he's so against sexual expression.
Circumstantial evidence that we've covered many times before.
What does darts have? What does a dartboard have?
A bullseye, buddy. So, here quartering goes after Prime Jer. He decides to make an ass out of himself, show his ass to everybody again, and start fighting with other people because he can't handle the fact that people that he was associated with in the past are criticizing him. And that shows the credibility that our claims have, that people in the past who had business ties to quartering, actual financial incentive to continue associating with him, are disassociating. People don't disassociate from people that they have a financial gain to associate with unless there's actually something going on, Jeremy, and where there's...
And even then, a lot of the times they don't do that, even if they know the shitty things are going on. That's why you have so many complicit people in Hollywood to all the shit that the Me Too movement was pointing out.
Smoke in your case, there is certainly fire, and everyone knows it. So this mega crack Mike says they
Where there's cuck smoke, there's cuck fire.
claimed he got their account taken down and have given zero evidence of that action. Well, Jeremy Prime just comes in with the common sense reality that it doesn't matter. When you have 2 million subscribers and a massive contract with another platform, and you're always bragging about how you're a free speech champion, and then you go out, you cannot, under any circumstances, threaten to flag other channels that are being mean to you, especially when he's in the same business I'm in, where we criticize people all day, every day. This is the internet. Very, very...
That was what my take was. Don't throw stones, because we're all under the same impression that we all have the same risks, we all have the same sense of compartmentalization, whatever he says the golden rule is, where you don't fuck with each other. I fully don't believe that in that. I think, you know, a lot of the content that I make is fucking with other people, so I guess I don't agree with that very much, but I do agree that you are exposing yourself when you decide that you're going to make content on the internet. When you put your face on the internet, you're exposing yourself to being on the fucking internet. That's just the way things are, and that you know, that's the fucking internet. And him threatening to deplatform people is just like other people like flagging, you know, hate speech and shit. Like, well, frivolously. I don't mean like legitimately.
Common sense take.
You know what's funny too? If this were anyone, if this were like a family channel or a Mr. Morrow, people have sympathy for these people and go like, they are being mean. They're nice people who are. This is a guy who's made his living, and we'll see it here in a bit, calling people cucks, accusing other men of wives fucking other people.
Like, I have heard him. Like, we heard him in the video that we watched. That was why we watched that video. We heard him call somebody a cuck. We heard him. I think we heard it called Disney cucks or something like that. Like. And then the R slur, I think you said in rapid fashion.
Well, he's also accused other people. He's also accused Brie Larson of flagging him without any evidence.
Yeah, exactly.
When we actually have a lot of evidence that it was him, and he really had no evidence that it was Brie Larson flagging him. But let's continue to get there eventually.
We'll get there. There's a lot, guys.
And it really comes down to he can dish it out, but he can't fucking take it. So Quartering goes, so the real reason Jeremy here is mad is because money. No, it's so disingenuous. It's because you're deplatforming people, dude. He goes, this guy uncritically reposted some of the most vile shit about me. Openly supports those harassing me. No, he doesn't. He doesn't openly support harassment.
He does.
Nobody,
pretty chill, like.
nobody openly supports harassment. No. If what we're doing to you can be considered harassment, then what you've done to Jack Murphy is harassment. What you've done to Brie Larson is harassment. What you've done to 8 Thoughts is harassment. You know that those weren't harassment. And you know that ours isn't harassment either. We are critical of a public figure with 2 million subscribers who is no weeping willow. He's no wilting daisy. He is a combative, contentious prick who makes his livelihood going against other people, but when somebody goes against him, he cries. He cries harassment.
Yeah, he punches up though a lot of the time. I don't know that I've necessarily ever seen the Quartering talk shit about like a smaller time creator. He mostly goes after like movie companies and game companies and stuff like that. It's not usually, he's not usually talking about other creators. I think these guys almost exclusively talk about other creators. So I
and reports
different
them
levels, I
down.
think.
Also,
Anyway.
Jer, you flagged our clip channel before you made the phone call. We lost that video about the bull, right? Then we fought it, and it was appealed, and it won. So then you made the phone call. So if we were breaking the rules and it was harassment against TOS, the human reviewer would have struck us.
But he couldn't go through the manual review system. He couldn't go through the actual TOS because we weren't in violation of the TOS. So he had to go up to a high-level employee or
And that would be fairly typical of someone who I guess has that amount of pull. Like they would have those strings that they can pull. They'd have those favors that they could call in. Not saying it's right. That's just the reality. Unfortunately, some people have more power than others. And the quartering, you have no power here, demon. My channel, I think, is just too small for that. So, hooray for us. Thank you guys for for not helping the channel grow. We're gonna dodge the bullet this time, I think. So, that's a good thing. If I wasn't clear.
contact at YouTube that made the call at the exact time that would be most beneficial to them, because we wouldn't be able to get to our YouTube contact until Monday, and neither would anybody else who wants to help us.
Yes.
It was all coordinated, it was all cloak and dagger, and it's all fucking bullshit.
Pardon the pun. Here we go. And good
So,
Jer.
Jeremy Prime, Good Jer, says the issue is that you publicly threatened to take someone else's channel down. Then you privately threatened to do it, and then it actually happened a few days later. Instead of taking direct responsibility for your own actions and behavior, you continue to blame the internet. Then quartering poisons the well. The guy that reposts Kino Casino wants me to think he's here in good faith. Jeremy, you're a clown, man. You can see above that I did not flag them, and yet here you are saying apologize for what exactly? It's
Then why
not
say
about...
this? Then why say this first sentence, Jer? Like
But if it's-
you're obviously seething about this, and then you go, but anyway, what?
This guy is a clown. He is the most bad faith and disingenuous person I have ever encountered on the internet. And he's crying about good faith. By the way, if everything we do is trolling and in bad faith, why are you so fucking butthurt about it? Because you could always just say to anybody who brings, they're trolls, they're in bad faith. But it turns out that we weren't, because it turns out that Adam Sellers, the Jew Bull, was real. And he's engaged in that lifestyle, and he's been your friend for 10 years over at your house nearly every weekend, and it's all on tape, all of the times that you invited him over, all the times that you invited his wife over to get in your hot tub with her big tits, as you said. It's all things that came out of your own mouth,
Not
and
flattering.
you refuse to take any...
to get into your hot tub with her big tits. You said it yourself.
accountability for it, and it's
What is this? What is this? What is the internet right now? What the fuck is happening in our civilization? Like, what are we doing as human beings? Fuck, man. Like, fuck. Oh shit. Only diddlers play Roblox. Dude, no, kids do too, or else why would the diddlers play it? Kids obviously play Roblox, all right? Or maybe they've moved on. Haven't they moved on from Roblox at this point? I still don't know how to play this thing. There's like 3 octaves you can go. There's like you get that's just the octaves. And then you got see? There's all kinds of stuff you can do with an ocarina, with an ocarina. Have you ever played with an ocarina? They're fancy magical musician instruments.
acceptable, buddy.
Yo, Jeremy
So,
Prime
Jeremy
rules.
Prime
I love
says,
him.
you need someone to be honest with you and bring you back to reality. I tried. By the way, Jeremy Prime, on his own channel, let everybody know that he gave Jeremy his phone number, said, please call me. You need an intervention. And Jeremy, the quartering, blocked him. He said, you can't help someone that doesn't want to help themselves. Says, Jeremy, I see what you're doing. Pander away. Do it on your own timeline, though. Wish you all success in the world. The idea that Jeremy Prime, D-Day King Cobra, or sorry, not D-Day King Cobra, D-Day Cobra.
Is it made of time? As soon as I can figure out how to play those, I will be.
needs the Kino Casino to make money or needs to pander to our audience to make
never
money.
has to do that,
He's
never.
a far bigger streamer than us. He was like number 4 in the world in super chats on YouTube last year.
On one of his YouTube channels, out of
like,
3 or 4
this
or
is a
whatever.
guy that's probably bringing in 7 figures a year or more.
Yeah.
Like, the association with us, with the drama and the stuff that we do, doesn't help him. It actually might hurt him in the eyes of his normie viewers. But he enjoys this program, and he wants to stand up for what's right, Jeremy. Do you get that? This isn't about money. This is the thing, is this guy, Jeremy Hambley, is very low IQ. Let's
Sounds
just be
like
honest.
the,
He has not
morning
been able
dove.
to complete a book in his entire life. He's admitted that. He's admitted that.
Not even
He
outside?
apparently... No, he's apparently gone through, according to his own admission,
Anyone ever
6
lived
years
in
of
Southern
college
California
without
before?
reading a single book. In my opinion, if you can get a master's degree from some bumfuck Midwestern community fucking college like he did without reading a single fucking book, it's not worth the paper it's fucking written on. This guy has no theory of mind. He has no ability to understand that what motivates other people may be different than what motivates him. So because he's only motivated by clicks, views, and money, he assumes that it must be the same for everybody. But it's not. Some people want to do the right thing, and that blows his mind because he's an evil piece of shit.
Here, real quick, here, Rainman222 for 25 subs. Holy shit. Hog is fictitious for 11 subs. Get on with the show for a sub. Paul Bunman
Oh
for a
man,
sub.
I wish I was
Pizza
getting
for a
10 or
sub.
11
Osmora
subs
for a
or
sub.
some
I'm
shit.
Canadian Kino for a sub. And Tana04 for a sub. LFG.
Come on, guys. Share the channel. Help the viewership. Come on. Share it. Share it on your goddamn sharing
point on that matter is
things.
stupidity. He has been talking about the Iran war every day for months, but could not find
However
the country
you
of
do
Iran
that.
on a map.
I still don't
could
know
not find
how it works.
And he found me think it's different rental properties. He wanted for nothing. He always had the coolest toy, the coolest gadget, and he would use that to try and get popular with the other kids who obviously never fucking accepted him. And Jeremy Hambley told us a story of when his teachers failed him in class, and they told his parents, Jeremy wants lobster grades for cod work. And rather than Jeremy Hambley's parents teaching him a lesson, saying, no, Jeremy, you have to do better in school, they fought with the teacher and basically forced the teacher to give their son high grades rather than him actually earning them. That's what he said.
I remember my mom tried to do that, and then she had like this policy on me that I had to have all A's or B's because she like engineered it that way. And I was like, I never cared about grades or anything like that, and so I just got whatever grades I got, and she would usually give me a smack or two. That's how I know parents beat their kids, just because I got a few slaps myself. Just for getting below A's and B's. And let me just tell you, D is passing. D is passing. So is an F. I mean, an F usually means you got to retake the class, but D is passing.
On his own stream. That's why he acts the way he does today, because he's never been told no once before in his miserable life. Never no to putting food in his fucking mouth, never no to drinking down the fucking bottle, never no to popping a bunch of fucking pills, never no to deplatforming other people and silencing their voices, but he's finally being told no, and he's spiraling like the big baby that he is.
Wow. And by the way, thank you to Wolf Tickets for 10 subs. And by the way, we'll watch this later. The anxiety. You could see the anxiety in his new videos.
He's a broken man. He's a sad,
Yep.
sad man.
Oh, we'll watch.
We just saw that. He is a broken man. He's just sounds so tired now. Oh man, he sounds like he is been abused by life right now.
Yeah, we'll watch. Oh, we have to watch the shorts too. I watched.
So, Aiden Paladin, your torch locks the way!
Aiden Paladin!
Her
I
torch
saw
doesn't.
her
This is
retweeting my shit, yeah.
Everybody is getting
Respect,
united across every spectrum of the political divide. And she comes and says, you still need to show all the other accounts you have access to. That means Midwesley, Unsleeved Media, Clawstruck, RC Nightmare.
There you go. There you go. Hold him accountable. Fuck yeah.
You also need your friend Adam to show his report history. You told Josh Moon you were going to have your YouTube rep take action. So even if you show every channel you own and Adam's, that's still not proof you didn't ask the rep to do it. You also encouraged your audience to flag them. There is nothing you can do at this point that will convince anyone you had no involvement. The best thing you can do is admit that you did it, that you asked your rep to do it, or at least cop to winking at your audience to do it for you. Apologize for real and take your lumps. You've dug your hole so deep here, there's no way to convince anyone you aren't in some way responsible for trying to silence them. And that's just the truth.
And
that's
also,
just the truth.
I'll add one more thing, Aiden. He needs rehab. Listen,
Yes.
drug addicts and alcohol.
No, I mean, he seems to be functioning. I would say that he's probably an alcoholic, but you can't make that call for him. You can't tell other people that they need rehab. They need to make the decision that they cannot control whatever it is that they're experiencing. That's anyone, like the first, this is a good advice for anyone who's dealing with a family member who is undergoing addiction or who is experiencing like functioning problems. You do not have any power here. Unfortunately, I'm sorry that you may think that you have the power to force them to do something, but you cannot make a person do something they do not already want to do. They must make the choice on their own. That's not just me doing some like social thing or like, oh, you got to let them make their own decision. That's not what I'm saying is functionally, you will never be able to like make somebody do something that they don't want to do. It is a natural inversion of every fiber of their being unless they want to do it. So you cannot make somebody go to rehab, and even if you can make them go to rehab, you cannot make them stay clean. It has to be their own decision. It has to come from them. And better if it's a healthy decision instead of like going to religion. You know, the 12 steps kind of makes religion like the only way out, which I highly disagree with.
They'll lie and lie and lie and lie. They'll like try and cover up something and then like drink away and then fuck it up. He needs to have rehab for 2 months.
Somebody here in chat says this is unemployed Infinity War and Endgame. So true, but it's been a huge week for the unemployed everywhere. I'll tell you that. You'll see when we get to the section where I show
on your
all
left,
of the.
Ash, Worski, on your left, all the circles open.
No, you guys will see later on. I have an entire section where I basically grabbed everybody from everywhere that was supporting us, and I put them all in one section, and that really will be like the autistic Avengers, and we'll see that. But let's continue through this presentation.
And also, don't worry if you reached out to us privately, you are not included in that. Okay,
yes,
but don't worry. I know some people want to stay private about it. All right.
So Quartering Sen says, I don't need to show you shit. You're reacting exactly how I said. And then Aiden just goes, then why did you bother posting these at all? And that's the thing. If Quartering had just flat out denied it and then didn't do all of this bullshit and fighting with everybody, he would have been better off. But instead, he was desperate because he was guilty. So he's like, I gotta prove my innocence. I gotta prove my innocence. He got so defensive, and he continues to be defensive. And the reason why is because he's fucking guilty. And we all know he's guilty. It's crazy.
Oh my God. We're gonna watch a few of the shorts later, but did you know he has a TikTok where he actually reacts to the video on the top corner like this?
No.
I swear to God.
So this guy, by the way, today claims that he does 6 hours of recording a day. So when he said it was 22 or 23 videos a day, it might have been even more than that. Because he says he records raw for 6 hours a day.
Bullshit,
4 hours of pre-records and 2 hours of live. And that's his excuse for why he's low energy. Oh my God.
We're gonna,
no, cringe alert! Cringe alert! By the way, he complains about people on X freebooting and stealing content, but his short form content is straight up just that. Now, this is a low point. How low can any one man or cuckold go? Bowing down to Matt Jarbo's authority. Kneeling to Matt Jarbo and saying, no moss, I can't take it. Please,
I think I have a mosquito bite on my fucking cheek. How do they get onto my cheek? Because I was itching and then I felt a bump. Those motherfuckers. Fruckers? Those motherfuckers.
Jarbo, I just can't take getting felted. Having to resort to blocking Matt Jarbo because Matt Jarbo is right about you. That's tough. That's tough.
Matt Jarbo fucking getting all these dubs, you know what I mean? Here we go.
So, Jarbo comes in today. I decided to take a look at Quartering's YouTube channel.
He's auditing. The auditor is Matt Jarbo.
Yes, Matt Jarbo has come in as the auditor of Jared's YouTube flaggetry, his comment sweeping, his janitorial services, because Jarbo did the same thing firsthand. This is like in Catch Me If They Can, when they employed Leo to catch other crooks. Yes. It's just like that.
I decided to take a look at the Quartering's YouTube channel, and yes, he's absolutely deleting any and all comments about flagging. I did the same thing back then, so I know what he's doing. He's having YouTube block certain words from appearing in his comments without authorization, but everything's fine, right, guys? I'm laughing at this because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. He can't stop the response, nor can he mitigate it forever. The more you try, the more people pile on. Just put out an apology video, Jeremy, which is exactly what you said about me at MythCon in September 2018. So these guys are all imploding, and I don't the source would have been the Surf Times, and I don't like reviewing reviews of reviews, but his take was that he had heard that or I think he saw in a live stream that the Quartering was like calling out like Tucker Carlson and like people like that for their like PDF file rings and like what the fuck. He's like trying to go scorched earth, but I don't think anybody gives a shit. I don't think anybody's been paying attention. How do I make this thing go? Do you guys like that? Is this annoying? dogs are looking at me like I'm insane. Maybe I am. Maybe I am, dogs. Maybe I am.
There's nobody better suited for this role right now than Matthew Jarbo himself. So, he said, I decided to take a look at Quartering's YouTube channel. And yes, he is absolutely deleting any and all comments about flagging. Jarbo says, I did the same thing back then, so I know what he's doing. He's having YouTube block certain words from appearing in the comments without authorization, but everything's fine, right, guys? No, it's not fine. And this is the thing. When you start doing this stuff, it doesn't make it stop. No. The internet loves a challenge. When you challenge the internet and you fuck with people on the internet, particularly in this sphere, they will felt you. They will find ways around the filter.
When Jarbo puts this string of emojis together at you, it's over.
Now, Jarbo says, I'm laughing at this.
I don't know who Jarbo is, so I don't... I might not be in the right circles.
The more you myth, both parties' admission. Here we rested, relaxed, ready to hit the ground running tomorrow. Hair of the dog comes in. Translation: had I not done the stupid shit I did the past couple days, I could have put my wife on the internet like I claimed I never do. So y'all need to feel bad for me. Worski just comes in common sense. Basic. Nobody harassed Quartering's wife. He was the one who mentioned her every video and episode while saying and doing crazy shit. He made her public. She used to have a channel. The attempt to rewrite the truth to become the victim is wild. He brings in his wife as a human shield to excuse his bad behavior.
I mean, the reason I said that...
She even used to have a channel? Holy shit, dude. Like, fuck, this guy's unhinged.
This, by the way, and I had to tweet it out. Because there's a lot of videos out there that's obviously covering this stuff, and a lot of normies do think we actually are harassing his wife. So I want them to take this tweet and read it out, because show me the proof. If his wife was harassed, would there not be a screenshot of the email?
He asked others to provide proof that their wife was being harassed, and it was against him. But now he won't provide proof, and we'll get there in a second.
Exactly.
But let's finish out this folder. Here we have, this is a super low point in Jeremy Hambley's life, where the Boulder King, Matt Jarbo, is now talking down to the Boulder King, Jeremy Hambley, and explaining to him exactly the hell that awaits for him and what he needs to do to atone. Let's have a listen.
He's James Franco with a noose around his neck, first time. Okay, I haven't... Well, let me put it a little bit lower here.
Imagine getting felted by old man Jarbo. Like, this isn't even Jarbo in his prime, you know? Like.
So I guess I don't know Jarbo, so I guess it's good that I'm getting to see this. I'm gonna learn.
This is Jarbo in between Uber Eats deliveries and his like washed up end stage of his career, whatever is left of it, and he's just effortlessly dunking on Jared. This is tough. This is tough.
Okay, I haven't addressed this in video yet, but I'm going to be doing a live stream later on tonight to kind of go more into it. But let me just say this, because I feel like after Jeremy did 3 videos about me, when my situation happened in 20...
Wait, so Jared did 3 videos about Matt, about the same thing, but we're liars and we have to... Shut the fuck up.
18. I kind of feel like I owe him one. At least one, right? Let me just kind of start with saying this. Jeremy, do an apology video. Come on.
So it seems like either he was calling this guy out for being a cuckold, or he was this guy was reporting people falsely. So I don't know which... I don't know which one this is, but it seems like this was a similar situation. I'm not sure. Infidelity? I don't know. Airing dirty laundry?
Get your phone out. You can do it. Drunk, sober, it doesn't even really matter. Just go out there and admit you fucked up, because you did fuck up. Whether or not you flagged or not. Let's be clear about that for a second. You threatened it publicly. You said it privately, and then it happened. All right?
Yeah. See, that's even if he didn't actively do it himself, he still inspired the person who did it. If he had never said any of the stuff that he had said, it wouldn't have happened. There's a very high chance that it would not have happened.
People are going to start connecting those.
Why would we think he did it?
I know, right? This is like some man drunk at the bar starts shooting off his mouth. My fucking wife, I've had enough of her. She keeps back-talking me. I'm gonna fucking kill that bitch. Then 2 days later, she's found dead. And then everybody at the bar is like, well, we heard Buddy say he was gonna kill his wife. Yeah, but I said I was gonna beat her to death and she was stabbed. Well, can we see your knives? Oh, no! Okay, right, sure.
Those dots, whether you want them to or not. The internet is nothing if not great for jumping to conclusions. And there is no preponderance of evidence you will ever be able to present that will ever fully exonerate you, and it just never will. You're never going to be an allegation.
Even with him saying this, he's not innocent. Not allegedly. I believe 100% with facts that he was the one who did it, because 2 channels, same time. Anyway, yeah.
Of like this whole thing.
It's very hard if you threaten that you're going to do it and you say that you could very easily do it. It's a very hard thing to shrug off the accusation that you're the one that made it happen if it happens as a result of that, or in like very quick succession anyway. Like that, it's, I mean, come on. Oh God, that's like the Tim Robinson hot dog suit thing. Like, we needed to find this guy.
Believe me, I know.
Oh no! Oh no! Jarbo has aura! No! Somehow Matt Jarbo is cobbling together a bit of aura in 2026. God help us all! God help us all! No!
Let's go!
Oh no!
Make video. Like, you told told me to do the same thing at MythCon 2018. Make a video. He told me that like at least 3-4 times.
This is like in Endgame. We're talking about Endgame when Spider-Man comes back because he vanished. You know.
Are we really going to compare Jarbo to Spider-Man? Like,
Except
the
he's
small,
driving an
the
Uber
small
Eats car.
fucker's not even Ant-Man in this bitch. This motherfucker's like Quicksilver or some shit. You know? I don't know. He's like a fucking like low-level like villain like Rhino or something or Scorpion. To be honest.
He's the.
Oh, what the?
He's Boulder Man.
It's not going to stop the bleeding, but it can help. Because this whole thing is going to break out of the sector. And when it gets out of the...
It's already out of the sector.
It's already gone. It's not in the sector anymore.
H3
is covering.
Do people on the right really talk about shit like it's that compartmentalized? I mean, I don't mean that as an insult. Like, I'm actually curious. Like, do people on the right like have to circle the wagons that much? Like, they're talking about meta shit amongst each other, like commonly. Like, it's just an everyday thing that, oh, you know, we can only say PDF-philic shit to each other because other people won't get it. They don't get our attraction to children or Nazi shit, or, you know, insert whatever fucked up thing. Like, is that a thing that y'all have to do, like, just to function in everyday life? Like, you gotta loyalty purity check the people that you hang out with? That would be insane. I would not be able to sustain sanity in a life like that, where I had to just make sure that the guy that I was talking to isn't gonna freak out if I say a Nazi thing. Fuck, man. It almost makes me feel bad if it was something like bananas are better than apples, and I'd be like, man, I really sympathize with you guys. That I don't know why people would take a stance like that in the first place. But instead, it's over whether or not trans people or gay people exist, which is you know, that's not a thing that I would consider a decent hill to die on. I would say just accept that people exist.
Bring it this week, yeah.
The sector, you're going to have your larger commentators talk about this. Hassan Piker, maybe.
Can you imagine Hassan? Oh, I don't know. I feel like the Jamas would neck if that happens. We don't want you, Hassan. Honestly, please, God, don't let. It's the problem is if the leftists like Hassan get all over this, then quartering.
Like,
well, no, that quartering will be like, it's the left that's canceling me, you know. And I already have.
And this was 3 days ago. That's how hot off the presses this is. That's how fucking breaking this news is. That this was only 3 days ago. The only reason that I was shown this, or that I was exposed to any of this, is because, I don't know, maybe my algorithm is friendly to me or something, but this is still happening. This is still evolving in real time. I was gonna, you know, do like some commentary on it, like, a couple of days ago, but I was like, we got to let this evolve a little bit. We got to let there be, I need more context because I don't know everything about every story. I just kind of watch somebody's video on it and then I do the real-time research myself. So it's still evolving and I'm here for it.
Seen like in his comment section, people say that we're left-wing.
We're woke.
We baked swastika cookies.
I say the N-word off stream daily.
I don't know what.
Like, do you see? Did you just hear that? Right. Let me repeat that.
Please, God, don't let. It's the problem is if the leftists like us.
What chuddery are you viewing when you're alone? It's usually shit like this. It's usually shit that, you know, because I'm usually trying to do research for future videos and whatnot. What was I gonna look up? I was gonna look something up, and then I forgot what it was. So we just won't do that.
Saw get all over this. Then quartering.
Like,
well, no, that quartering will be like, it's the left that's canceling me, you know. And I already have seen like in his comment section, people say that we're left wing.
We're woke.
We baked swastika cookies.
I say the N-word off stream daily.
They bake swastika cookies, and then he does what? He watches what daily?
People say that we're left wing.
We're woke.
We baked swastika cookies.
I say the N-word off stream daily.
I don't.
Oh, he said the N-word off stream. He says the N-word off stream daily. He says the N-word off stream daily. And the guy was like, I bake swastika cookies. I'm guessing that these are exaggerations. That these are just mild exaggerations and that they don't really do that. But the fact that they feel so comfortable saying that, and there's every chance they could be actually doing this. That's the sad thing about reality today, is that it could be very possibly exactly what they mean to be saying, and they could be very truthful about it. I just don't know. But that's why, you know, Otherwise, if this was about anybody else, we would be taking this with a very large grain of salt. But because it's about the fucking quartering, I totally believe it. Again, that is my own bias, but they brought receipts. They brought some receipts. It's hard to argue against.
I don't know what to say.
10
I don't
times
know
a
what
day
to say.
minimum. I have a quota.
You're gonna blow your ass.
I have a minimum. Yes. Okay, so that is a bit.
Right? Charlie, Moist Critical. You know, like some of the big name dudes who don't like you are gonna come after you. H3 is gonna come after you. These guys are gonna come after you. And when they come after you, there's no containing the breach. And the message that they send, the narrative that they present.
God, I hate how people here in this sphere, in the YouTube sphere, in the Twitch sphere, and all that spheroidal world, whatever the fuck I'm saying, in this sector, as they call it, it's so weird how people see all of this as like a war. It's not it. I mean, maybe that just lends more credibility to the term culture war, but it's not a war. Like, yeah, you may be taking revenue from somebody else, but that's really it. Like, there's very few people who are going out and killing each other over their stances on YouTube or videos that they make. Like, they're really just going and suing, or they're going and doxing, or they're getting, people swatted, or they're calling in false police reports, or getting people flagged false flags. Which is, again, what a ghoulish thing to do, to co-opt a term that's like a country creating its own terrorist attacks. Like, that's fucked up.
Imagine Moist Critical did fucking cover this. Like, hey guys, some crazy news happening today.
Well, the full consensus will have to be reached on Reddit before Charlie will be able to say anything.
Let's go Reddit Warriors.
Right now, it's still too risky for Moist Critical to say anything, but once every single other person on the internet has weighed in, then Moist Critical will give us his hot take, for sure.
Be true or false?
The YouTubers make what will get views. I don't know what else to say about that. I think literally every single person who posts with any kind of regularity is posting stuff that they hope gets views. And if they tailor stuff to what's going on currently, then that's a good method to get views. So I don't know why anyone would try to make somebody feel like that's a point that could be laughed at. It really just diminishes your own credibility.
Will not stop the hemorrhaging. This is your
It's not a war, fuck.
Suffragette
Goddamn, stop seeing it as a
will never
war.
be the allegation.
I like how he's like, apologize, but it won't help.
This like condemned man in hell. Like, this is like, this is like the rich man in hell talking to Lazarus, begging him for just a drop of cool water on his tongue, explaining the horrific fate that awaits all of those in hell to burn forevermore. It's a similar thing.
Schadenfreude about it or anything, because I am an empathetic person. I won't sit there and be all like Schadenfreude about it or anything, because I am an empathetic person. And I'm going to give you the advice you never gave me. I'm going to tell you the reason why you should do this. Because this is the best thing to protect not only your mental health, but whatever shred of credibility you are going to have left in this.
Shred of credit.
There's not.
Releasing an apology video? I think that people kind of see those as like either admission, at the very worst, admissions of guilt, or at the very least, a pathetic attempt to try and cover things up or deflect guilt for things. He's already using his wife as a human shield. What makes you think that he would try to claim any credibility for anything, or accountability for anything?
Not to be any less. Jarbo's offering this man false hope, He's opened Pandora's box, and what's in Pandora's box is hope. And that's what Jarbo is dangling in front of him right now. No, there's hope, bro. There isn't, bro. By the way, how are you guys going for 5 subs?
I now say that IRL all the time now.
It's Jarbo Marley coming to Jeremy Scrooge. You will be visited by 3 spirits of the sector tonight.
Damn,
Coach
they got that morning rush hour vibe to them.
Miserable.
The spirit of
They are sped up like 1.75 times. So.
sector. You see my chains of flags is even low.
If you lose the trust of your audience, you're fucked. And you are right there. So the choice is now yours. Make the right
You're
one.
fucked. Okay,
thank
continuing
you, Jarbo.
on.
There you go.
Here we have, it's coming in May. So Jeremy Hambley thinks that this is going to be over in a week. He thought it would be over today. It's not over today. He thought it would be over in a week. Here's the thing. This isn't going to be over for a long, long time.
It was 3 days ago. That was 3 days ago.
Because he says, the Juna King here says, the quartering documentary is releasing in May. It's looking to be 2 to 3 hours long. It was finished, but now...
Documentary? Oh, God. Nobody wants to see this man in any capacity other than to laugh at him. Why is there a fucking documentary?
Now I need to rewrite the last section to include the most recent Kino Casino arc. This video may see some roadblocks as the Kino Casino's channel has been banned. Unless they are unbanned, which hopefully we are this week, it will be difficult and time-consuming to source specific clips I've timestamped from their channel. Now, we've already talked to June. He reached out to us, and we've given him all the clips that he will need to finish the documentary. So just when Jeremy thinks that this is going to be over in the middle of May, like 6 weeks from now, 4 or 5 weeks from now, oh, I made it. That's when June will then drop the documentary that probably 1 million people conservatively will watch. And then here's the problem. All the other streamers watch June the King documentaries and that via osmosis share it to their audience. So then millions of more normies will be woken up to what Jeremy did. And it will ignite it once again. And the pile-on will get even more intense. He can keep burying his head in the sand.
Just from a number of videos that I've seen that have come out about this in the last couple of days, I'm pretty sure it's not going to take a documentary to air this dirty laundry out. I'm pretty sure it's been released.
He can continue to refuse to address this, but ultimately it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. Apologize now. Get out ahead of it now before everybody hears about it from someone other than you. Jarbo's right, bro. You have to say something. You can't keep pretending that what's happening isn't happening, because it's happening, as old Ron Paul would say.
What you should do is phone your poison contacts, say you fucked up, have both channels unbanned, make a video, apologize, say you were drunk as fuck and you're an alcoholic and you're heading to rehab, leave for 2 months, come back, say you're a changed man, and do your videos. It will still hurt, but at least the documentary will end with that. But he won't do it. No,
he won't. He's too prideful. He's too arrogant. He thinks.
Yeah, and again, you can't tell somebody to go to rehab. That's just not how that works.
He thinks he's a mafia don. He thinks he's a king. That's how we got to this place.
Yep.
Okay, so now we're going to join into a folder called Jer Caught in 4K. Okay. Everybody on Twitter and everybody on YouTube was covering this, and this isn't the first time that Jeremy Hambley has been hoisted by his own petard of revealing his search history on stream. This is the exact same way we found out he was into forced cream pies. It's the same way we found out he was impotent and he was undergoing testing for his sperm count. It's the same way that we've learned a lot of things about this fellow. And here we can see him going into his browser history. And what are we going to see but reports to YouTube?
Oh, no!
Uh-oh. 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 Jeremy.
By the way, I have a theory. Well, not a theory. I know that he fired his editors because the videos are not edited anymore. And we have a few examples of that. But the editor would have removed this part for sure. But he has no editor anymore, so it's all raw. OBS record. And look at this.
Oops.
I can't believe he's there. Wait. Thanks for your report to YouTube. There it is, clear as day. You only get that email when you have flagged somebody on YouTube. He's going to cope and say that this is him appealing the monetization process on his Unsleeved Media channel, but we're going to show you guys what the actual email that he would have received for that is, okay?
Yeah.
But there he is, caught in 4K as being a flagger. Look how felted he was in that moment. And look at his eyes, man.
Oh my God.
This guy hasn't slept in weeks, man. This guy is a drunkard.
See? You see what I'm saying? I wasn't the only one.
He's a fucking pillhead. He's just absolutely run ragged, bro.
Also, his viewership, even on his main channel, is fucking brutal. This guy ain't pulling anything now.
We have to ring the bell for this. Like, he just exposes himself, and he'll never learn. Like, he just doesn't learn. He does the same mistake so many times, and he will do it again in the future. Clear as day.
Unless you see him. Look at that. Opening your email? What the fuck? Opening your emails? Guys, are we crazy?
Seriously, this guy is an idiot.
That's actually the craziest thing to ever do, by the way. What if you had private info, your address?
There it is.
There it is.
There it is. There's the screenshot right there in 4K. Thanks for your report to YouTube.
And I'm gonna zoom in.
Everybody and anybody started reporting on this. So Jeremy starts coming out with his damage control, again, attempting to control the narrative. The thing is I told Jer, the harder he tries to control this narrative, the quicker he loses control. It's the old shit rope over the shit abyss.
Oh, 49 minutes ago. I was like...
rope, the quicker
I was like, holy shit, only 7.8k views? God damn. But this is bad too. Just 17k views? Holy fuck, this guy is imploding. Jesus fucking Christ. How are you putting out
massive
so many videos a day?
The Tyler Robinson, Charlie Kirk case that is going to raise, well, I suppose more questions. But look, I want to say before I get into all of this that I absolutely positively respect a good, like, you know, conspiracy theory. You know, I have a co-host on my show that insists the moon landing is fake, and I think it's fun. Oh, leave a thumbs up for Hucky Puppy coming in to say hi. Hey, good boy. Yeah. I think most of them are harmless.
That's his only friend left. the only friend he has left. He's holding on. He's holding on to that pup for dear life.
Fun. There's plenty that, like, I believe, you know, then there's usually really no, like, bad outcome of just exploring things and having a good idea. Which is why I think I've incorrectly in the past been, like, kind of too cruel to people who were...
Is this damage control? When all you do is make one video per headline and with low energy and no insight, it's easy to pump them out. I guess, man. Shit, I can't find the time. But then again, I try not to make slop, so I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something.
Just asking questions, because I think that they're...
God, people are always just fucking asking questions, aren't they? Of course you would say that, you fucking piece of shit.
Hello, buddy. I know. What's Huck trying to silence?
It's so sad that a dog is the only living thing that he can get to like him. It's really sad. Dogs love unconditionally. You know, they don't know that you're a piece of shit.
You're trying to silence the truth, Huck. What are you working? Who are you working for?
Oh, my
anyway,
little affection analog.
Leave a like for Huck.
Oh, my little substitute for my affections.
But
oh, my
fine.
vessel.
Like, I have been too cruel
my affection
to people
vessel.
who are quote unquote just asking questions. I think there are people
Goose,
who
why
are,
are you so
just
stupid? I don't
asking
know.
questions for financial reasons. They're just asking them in
I
bad
wish I
faith.
would-
But I think
I
a lot
wish
of the
I would be
viewers that
s'mores
watch
and
this
smarters.
stuff are actually genuinely interested.
Don't be mad, I'm just asking
and
questions.
A new bombshell
I can't legally
piece of
be mad
evidence
now.
came out yesterday that will be very difficult. It essentially
can't be mad.
disproves the biggest theory, the biggest question mark in the Charlie Kirk assassination story.
Oh, you know, just when you think that he's going to be just a little bit self-aware, he doesn't. Just when you think. And he just didn't feel like that was a necessary thing. That's fine. That's fine. You're going to talk about Charlie Kirk now. Okay.
The ATF report is now in on the Charlie Kirk assassination, and it found that the bullet that took Charlie Kirk's life was in fact
up?
a .30 caliber class fragment, consistent with Robinson's Mauser 98. Now, you could say, well, it's ATF. We can't trust them. Remember Ruby Ridge? You know, all this kind
I don't know what TTF is. I don't know what... Oh, it's ATF. Maybe. I don't know what Ruby Ridge is. Was that like a false flag or something? I know what Ruby Ridge is.
kind of stuff. I think that's, you know, look, I get it, right? I'm just trying to report the facts as they come through. Maybe you don't want to believe this, and that's okay. Like, I think it's fine to have questions, but this is a...
Like, he said something like, I've never been, or like, I've always been a conspiracy theorist, or I've never been a conspiracy theorist. I'm not sure.
very, very big piece of evidence that disproves the whole, like, exploding microphone thing, the palm pistol.
What? Are these actual things that people have been suggesting? That it was an exploding microphone? Or that it was he said a palm pistol? Like a Derringer? In the 90s, the ATF murdered a man's wife, kid, and dog with no real ground to stand on. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Weird. I mean, we know, I think through the declassification of all those documents from the secret sites that we experimented on our own people and shit, like we've done some pretty fucked up things to our own citizens in the past. So it's not surprising that the ATF would have done something like that. ICE is doing shit like that right now. You know, the whole DHS, the whole Department of Homeland Security, I mean, Department of War, even, you know, doing all kinds of shit and covering it up. Burped. Pup. She knows I'm exploiting her. She knows it. She's like, you are just whoring me out. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry that people love your little Weasley eyes. Your little Weasley beady little eyes. Doesn't she look kind of like a weasel? I think she looks a little like a weasel. Little Weasley lady. Weasel. Boop, 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 boop. You see how she looks like she's like rolling her eyes? Okay. Okay. She's like, you got me up for this. She was sleeping. I don't care, damn it. I demand affection.
All the, just about every conspiracy about what actually took his life has now been conclusively, debunked.
Why is this news, Jeremy? Jeremy, please. You're about to get sued, my brother. Brother under Christ, I guess, right? That's why? Is that religious? Do I do a religion correctly? You're about to get sued, man. I guess I'd be making videos, right? So you can make your money, but I'd be trying to reduce my debt instead of making videos at this point. Now that I don't know if Jeremy is aware of financial responsibility, but he's had a long time of making a lot of money to be able to learn things, learn a thing or two about how to keep that money. At least that's what I would recommend to any young person who's going to go into grifting or who's going to go into this YouTubo space and try and make a living out of it. I would say first, eliminate all your debt. Take out as much as you need in order to make this work. Buy the equipment that you need. Get a couple of credit cards. Do the adult thing. That is what we do. You cannot make money without incurring a little bit of debt, and healthy businesses should always be in a little bit of debt. That's okay. Get into debt. Understand that it's not the end of the world or that it's not a mitigating factor to anything else, and just pay off the debt when you can, but make that a number one priority. The earlier you pay off your debt, the better your credit score is going to be, and the more loans you're going to be able to qualify for. So that would be the first move that I would make if I was encountering Jeremy's issues at this particular moment. He's making money hand over fist. He makes multi-millions of dollars a year, which, let's just even say that it's, I don't know, $12 million a year. All right. I know it's probably not, but let's just say it's $12 million a year. That's $1 million a month. That's ungodly amounts of money. I would love to make that amount of money. I'd be fine with just $1 million, just a final lump sum payment of $1 million, even $500,000. I've calculated enough that I can live off of $500,000 for the rest of my life without ever paying another bill ever again. And I would just work part-time for spending money. That would be awesome. But $1 million a month. You can very easily hire a business manager. You can very easily hire a financial advisor, somebody who can tell you the right things to do with your money. And then you can put a bunch of it into stable stocks. You can put a bunch of it into micro investments that you know are going to pay off, that are like really like reputable and like have a good track record of paying off and things like that. If you diversify your investments and then go into real estate, you'll be sitting pretty for the rest of your life. Not if you're buying 6 fucking Starlinks, bowling alleys, racetracks. No, I would say don't do that. I would say stop making videos. Make videos, I guess. Make enough videos that are going to sustain you for at least 90 days, and then spend the next 90 days really trying to eliminate your debt. Once you've eliminated your debt, then you might be able to incur the defense costs for whatever this suit is that might be coming your way. Holy shit. It will be expensive because lawyers are not cheap. No, sir.
But it was so deep.
I certainly wouldn't be worrying about matching the caliber bullet fragment to Tyler's weapon from when Charlie Kirk was killed. That would not be a priority in my mind. I guess, though, I'd have to be scrambling for newsworthy things to read in this 10-minute format, 14-minute format per video, while maintaining a rigorous shorts upload schedule as well. Holy shit.
Form that analysts could not make a
and this is all separate from his streaming as well. These are all separate from his streams. He doesn't just chop up his streams and put them on his video and do them for videos. He's working all fucking day long. He does a stream, he makes all these videos, he does these shorts, and he just records like short intros for the shorts that he just steals from somebody else. I guess that's what counts for fair use and reactions, which is why I don't sweat copyright strikes anymore. But yeah, he's not getting canceled. He's still grifting.
From Robinson's home. So, Robinson's home that they found weapon.
I just want to see if I can catch him talking about anything like in his own life.
Micro-thing on the PF. Now disagree. Wilson posted a 30 case ammunition. Owens junk riders should be on life support by now.
You're allowed to say the word vagina. Are you really that afraid of women that you just can't bring yourself to say the word vagina without retching?
But of course, this will simply be dismissed as planted or fabricated, which I guess, like, I can't, like, I mean, if that's what you really believe, you're entitled to believe that. And I think that I've been too much of an a-hole to people that genuinely really believe that. But for people that are looking for just a little bit more evidence that in fact things match, this definitely looks extremely bad for basically every other theory. Now, this does not disprove if other people were involved, which I firmly believe they were.
So is this him, like, going back on something he said earlier? I'm going to have to do a deeper dive into this on Monday, but I feel like he's trying to walk back an opinion that he had. Like, this is him doing damage control on, like, the one small slice. Yeah, afraid of women meaning closeted gay. This is the one, like, small slice. I don't mean, like, actually afraid of women. I mean hating women. Like Trump. He's trying to appeal to the one very small slice of the bridges that he hasn't burnt yet, which are apparently people who he thought he was too much of a dick to, who believed that the ballistics would match the rifle. It's very niche. I think there are probably only maybe 10 people in that category that he can access, you know, through his content. The rest of us are kind of convinced that the person who shot was the guy who killed Charlie. I hate Charlie Kirk, and I still believe that the guy who shot at him killed him. I'm not into some, like, fucking conspiracy to try and, like, assuage some party guilt or some shit. Deranged people exist on both sides. And with that, I'm going to close this day of streaming out. It's Thursday. That means there's no stream tomorrow or the weekend, which means Monday, Tuesday is the next day we stream. I would love to see y'all there. And in the meantime, I'm going to try and have a better record of uploading videos and using better thumbnails and stuff like that. I really want this community to grow, and I think it's going to take just a little bit more of an investment from me, but I'm willing to do that. And that's all for you guys. So we'll be back on Monday. I appreciate it. Skippy, as always, have a wonderful weekend. And thank you. What do you like most about being gay? It's probably the anal sex, Yuri. It's probably the anal sex. Or sucking dick. One of the two. I'm not quite sure which I like more, but thanks for asking. Appreciate it. Have a wonderful week.